play in Toronto, Guerrero sends over some good stuff for the guys. So when we play in Toronto, I definitely dive into that.
You gotta be careful with Vladdy, bro, because a Dominican breakfast will put you to sleep, bro. ¿Cómo está sonando la comida dominicana ya?
La comida dominicana ya no sé cómo está sonando, porque obviamente mi esposa me cocina. O sea, hay restaurantes, pero no voy a comer comida latina.
It's time.
Get ready for a legendary movie night.
That went well.
It will leave you cheering.
You might actually survive a fight or two.
Karate Kid Legends, now on digital.
Talk to me.
This is called a Crawford dog. Hamburger bun.
Yes.
2 split top Angus beef hot dogs griddled on the skillet, on the plancha.
Amazing.
And then we do
Well, the Mariners are trying to escape New York with a win, trying to avoid a sweep here today. The Yankees have taken the first 2 tonight, the final game of 3 before the Mariners hit the skies and wrap up the first half.
Today they hand the ball to their all-star. Bryan Woo will take the ball for the Mariners. He has been brilliant today, looking to put the finishing touches on an excellent first half, and he will be tested here in this ballpark against the Yankees. We'll come back and take a look at the rest of the starting lineups when we return right after this.
Cheering in the stands works up quite the appetite. So when you spend $50 on quality gas at Arco, bring your receipt to T-Mobile Park Guest Services, and you'll get a $10 concessions gift card. Get pumped, eat well, and never go home hungry. Now that's something to cheer about. Take the win with quality top-tier gas for less at Arco. Savings based on independent retail price survey. Promotion valid through July 31st, 2025, while supplies last.
Gary Hill for my friends at Fireside Home Solutions. We've worked with Fireside to replace 2 of the fireplaces in our home, and we couldn't be happier. Whether it's a gas insert, wood, or pellet fireplace, Fireside has the model to fit your home and budget. It's not just fireplaces, too. They do it all. Garage doors, outdoor barbecues, a great time of the year for that. Just give them a call for a free in-home consultation. They're so easy to work with. See them in Portland, Auburn, Spokane, Bellevue, or firesidehomesolutions.com.
Are you ready to hit a home run with your shopping? Well, look no further than the Fred Meyer Mariners Rewards Program. It's your ticket to win big while you shop. Here's how it works. For every $1 you spend on participating products like Cerno's Ground Chicken and Twisted Tea, you earn Fred Meyer Mariners Rewards points. Redeem your points all season long for game tickets, T-Mobile Park Concert Series tickets, exclusive merch, and more. Accumulate and redeem these Fred Meyer Mariners Rewards points from April 23rd, 2025 through October 1st, 2025. Participating products are identified with Mariners-themed signs and tags throughout the store. Terms and conditions apply.
Baseball fans, it's time to step up to the plate and swing for a grand slam at the biggest and best in the Northwest. Muckleshoot Casino Resort is always a home run. With the best games, the best restaurants, the best pool and spa, and the best rooms and luxury suites. Muckleshoot Casino Resort, the biggest and best in the Northwest.
Muckleshoot. You're listening to Mariners Baseball on Seattle Sports.
It's the Mariners and the Yankees here from Yankee Stadium as we take a look at the starting lineups presented by Global Credit Union, where members enjoy benefits like 24/7, 365, personal service, no fee accounts. Learn more at globalcu.org. Global Credit Union, strength in members. Here's tonight's starting lineup for the Mariners.
Aldida's fist on his chest.
go check out Food Truck Row. So, what did you guys get today?
Philly cheesesteaks.
Both of you got the same thing. Are they that good?
Oh, yeah.
Got a hot dog and some fries.
Just kind of basic ballpark.
Chicken bacon sandwich.
Uh-huh.
Philly cheesesteak.
Okay.
And some...
Crinkle cut fries.
Okay, where are you guys from?
We're from Dallas.
Dallas. That's what's fun about baseball. It brings different regions together, not just the ball and glove and bat, but what we're eating.
The most consistent starter for the Mariners. He's an all-star. He's been great, and the Mariners are hoping for one last great start before the All-Star game.
Yeah, they need it. Bryan Woo was outstanding against the Yankees back home in the middle of May the 13th. No decision. Mariners won that game 2-1 because he was outstanding. He went 6 1/3 innings, gave up 0 runs, 4 hits, no walks, and he struck out 6. He has 17 consecutive starts going 6 or more innings. That ties him second all-time in Mariners history, along with Mark Langston. Randy Johnson has 3 more at 20 consecutive starts with 6 or more innings pitched. So Bryan Woo in his career has pitched very well against the Yankees as well, 2-1 with a 2.82
Mariners are 48-44.
Slept, breathed baseball. That's all he's ever wanted to do. That's all he wanted, and you know, now that's been taken away for a minute. I would certainly hope that he would find something else, but it was time. And now you can see for the last couple of days the defense, which is important. You have ground ball pitchers on this staff. You don't have, except for Schlittler now, you don't have a lot of strikeout pitchers on this team. They're all ground ball guys. And this is what you need to do. Now, Marcus Stroman has just come out, and he 1-1, 19 innings, ERA of 7.5. That doesn't tell the story, however, because since he's come off the injured list, 1-0 with a 3.60 ERA in these first starts since coming off the injured list, and I thought he has pitched very well. This is a team, except for Cal Raleigh. I think you have to, you'd worry about him and maybe a Rosarena. But they better try and hold it in, because unless Bryan Woo falls down the dugout steps and something really changes with him, this is one tough customer. You heard Aaron Boone tell me he thinks he's got the best fastball in baseball. And it's not just the speed, it's where he puts it and how it rides and how he moves with it. He's quite the pitcher. So they've got their work cut out for them. It would be terrific if they could get 4 in a row. They're starting to play an awful lot better, I think they are. Once again, it will be Dominguez, Grisham, and Bellinger in the outfield. Divas, Volpe, Jazz, and Rice around the horn, and Wells behind the plate. Well, we are coming to you live from the Provident Bank broadcast booth. And as J.P. Crawford steps up to the plate, stepping up to the microphone is our friend Emmanuel Barbari tonight.
Thanks so much, Susan. Pleasure to be with you, and welcome inside Yankee Stadium. It's kind of unseasonably cool.
Yeah.
It's been 90,
well,
91 the last
cool,
couple of days.
Yeah.
Unweekly
cool.
That's a better phrase. Unweekly cool. Marcus Stroman looking up at the sky and taps his glove a couple of times. Looks in at J.P. Crawford. Lefty hitter, leadoff man for Seattle. Series finale, Yankees going for the sweep. Stroman comes home. It's grounded softly towards second. Jazz ranges towards the middle. Backhands, gloves, double clutches, throws, and gets Crawford. 1 pitch, 1 out for Marcus Stroman.
And just the athleticism at second base with Jazz, and you can tell he feels he's at home. He's back. And he and Volpe, that trust that they had in each other that started in spring training, we're going to see that back too, I believe.
You're seeing that pay immediate dividends the last couple of days.
Absolutely.
Here's Julio Rodriguez, the all-star. Righty hitter waves a bat. Stroman into the windup and the pitch. Right down the middle for strike 1. Crawford came in at 287. Rodriguez at 247. 11 homers and 44 RBIs. Stroman's 0-1. Breaking ball outside. 2 Stroman-esque starts so far off the IL.
Very, very much so. And it's just if he can keep that velocity over 90, 92, that was 91, but keep that then and keep the balls low.
1-1, shade outside.
And that's his breaking pitch, that slurve that went outside. He has to stay in the corners. We all know that. But if it sinks, you can get a lot of ground balls.
On a 2-1, Rodriguez watches just outside, 3 balls and a strike.
Yeah, that was that same pitch, that combination sinker curve.
Yankee infield slightly towards the left for Rodriguez. A 3-1. That's in there for a strike, full count.
Right, so he goes back to the sinker now with when he was behind. So he's got that pitch. He just has to get that slurve under control so it's not all the same speed.
Payoff. Grounded right back to Stroman. And he's already ready to throw. Lollipop to Rice for the second out. Stroman can field his position with anyone.
Yeah, he's so proud about that. He's so proud about that. And he had to wait. Ben Rice was a few feet off the bag. He had to wait for him to get there.
He would have thrown it right away if he could. And that's what you want for Stroman. 2 up, 2 down, 2 ground balls.
And 7 pitches. Two batters out and 7 pitches.
Brings up Cal Raleigh, switch hitter batting left. What a season it's been. 265, 36 homers, 76 RBIs. Wow. Holds that bat above the left shoulder. Raleigh takes a breaking ball outside, ball 1.
Well, probably stay away from him a little bit with 2 outs. If you walk him, doesn't matter. But I think Stroman, a lot of these guys don't want to walk these sluggers. They think that they can get them out.
Here's Stroman's 1-0. Raleigh wave and a miss out in front of the breaking ball. So the Yankees in the home white pinstripes, the Mariners in the road dark blues.
They've won those all 3 games, right?
Oh, yeah.
Dark blue? Yeah.
We've had consistency this series in uniforms and lineups. 1-1 is outside 2-1 on Raleigh.
What team was it the A's that wore different tops all 3 games out there?
I think you're right.
Somebody
in
wore
Sacramento.
A different one. Yeah, somebody wore it. Because finally on Sunday they did the whites,
right,
which were good.
The classic. 2-1. Breaking ball inside. So Raleigh had 3-1 and Stroman careful, as you'd expect.
Well, he tried that curveball again. The first time he swung through it. This time he recognized it and didn't swing because it was not going to be a strike. Last 2 starts, Stroman has gone 5 innings in both.
3-1. Outside ball 4. So that's a guy you can walk. Cal Raleigh brings up Randy Arozarena.
Let's see what. And that was the first walk of the game, brought to you by Route 22 Toyota. Why walk when you could be driving a new Toyota? Route22Toyota.com. Yeah, Arozarena is 3 for 14. One of those 3 is a home run.
A lot of space right side of the infield. Stroman's pitch. Arozarena takes a looping breaking ball for strike 1.
Yeah, he's got that slurve now. You can bring it a little bit. He tries to get it as much on the corner as possible. If you get it too much in the middle, it's going to leave the park. So he tries to get a good balance. That second one he has done.
1 on, 2 out, just underway. 0-1. Arozarena hits it hard on the ground, foul wide of third, and Stroman jumps ahead 0-2.
All right, so you've seen the curve and the slider, and as you come back with that sinker. Last 11 games, Arozarena hitting .341 with 7 home runs in the last 11 games.
I was just about to give the line. That's half of his home runs for the year in the last 2 weeks. Check over at first. Raleigh dives back safely.
You know, since he was traded from Tampa, he's never been this person. The last is the part you were talking about. All of a sudden, he's turned into the Randy Arozarena that we knew in Tampa. And Seattle really hasn't seen that before.
Stroman ready, just above the belt. Lefty toe tap. 0-2. Tapped foul barely at the plate. Big swing from Arozarena. And as we know, Arozarena's eyes light up when he's facing the Yankees.
Yep, well, he always did a monstrous job against the Yankees. I still remember the day he was traded when he and his wife went and sat in that section, Randy's section out in left field, because he loved it so much there. Loved those fans. They loved him.
0-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. What a start for Stroman.
There it was.
Jammed him inside, and Arozarena swung over the top. Stroman a scoreless first inning, and strands Raleigh at first. We go bottom 1. Yankees and Mariners scoreless in the series finale on WFAN Yankees Radio, driven by
Cadillac is more than just taking a drive. It elevates every journey. Experience the thrill of the Optic, the smooth exhilaration of the all-electric Lyriq, or the spacious Escalade or Escalade IQ. Discover which Cadillac is right for you. Visit your Tri-State Cadillac dealer.
Hey everyone, Boomer Esiason here. You know, in the game of life, just like on the field, slow gets you nowhere. The same is true of your internet. Fast, reliable internet service is a must with work from home, video calls, and let's face it, there is nothing worse than a frozen screen in the middle of a big game. Don't take slow for an answer today. Switch to Optimum Fiber just like I did. It is the fastest, most reliable fiber internet in the Tri-State. Switch now and get a 5-year price lock. Call 888-4OPTIMUM or visit Optimum.com for details. Terms apply.
Barnes Firm reminds you this copyrighted broadcast presented by the authority of the New York Yankees and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. The accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the New York Yankees. If you're injured, one call to make. The Barnes Firm injury attorneys, 1-800-8-million.
Scoreless game, bottom of the first inning, and the Yankees eyeing up Bryan Woo, the first-time All-Star, right-hander, having a career year. Jason Dominguez, switch hitter, batting left, leads off. And the pitch. Cued foul behind the plate, 0-1.
And by the way, when Marcus Stroman struck out Randy Arozarena, that was the first strikeout of the game, brought to you by Weichert Realtors. Don't settle for a good agent. Go for a great one at Weichert.com.
Dominguez at 269, 8 homers, 34 RBIs. He's a red-hot hitter. Woo's 0-1. Shade outside. Susan, you gave a note a few minutes ago. That's remarkable. Woo's the only starter in all of baseball that's gone 6 innings every start.
17 times. It's
17
amazing. 17 times he's done that. Why is it so hard for everybody else?
It's changed so quickly. 1-1 is outside, so 2-1 on Dominguez.
I mean, is it that long ago Pedro Martinez said right into my microphone, I'd be embarrassed if I went 5 innings. I mean, it's just, they all thought that way.
And even, I think about Roy Halladay throwing complete games against the Yankees, and he lost those games. Still 9. 2-1 is outside.
Roy Halladay pitched an entire game with a broken leg. That's all I remember is he beat the Yankees. He got hit on the leg in the first inning. He pitched the entire game, and then they found out it was broken. I've never seen anything like that. He was with Toronto then.
Remarkable. Woo's 3-1. Dominguez takes outside ball 4. And Dominguez taken well to this leadoff spot.
Yeah, I kind of like this. I know that they like to balance the lineup and all this stuff, but if this works, if he starts walking more, this is a perfect leadoff hitter. Because now Cal Raleigh, he's a terrific catcher and throws people out with remarkable clarity. But now you got a guy who can steal a base at any minute.
And we saw Dominguez flying around the bases yesterday.
Yeah, and he's getting much more confident. He's always had confidence, but you can see it's different.
Trent Grisham, lefty hitter, takes outside. And his center fielder, Trent Grisham, steps to the plate. Centers Healthcare would like to remind you they're not just care. They're care that moves you. CentersHealthcare.com.
I love this conversation. I went over to Trent because, he had that little groin thing and he sat out for a couple of days.
Woo's ready at the belt. The right-hander is 1-0. Grisham fouls it back. Big swing.
So I said, are you okay? And he said, of course I'm okay. And I said, would you tell me if you were hurt? And he said, nope.
I love the honesty.
Nope. Okay. Have a good game.
Go get him. Aaron Boone called it less than 100%. 1-1. Grisham fouls it back again.
Well, Derek Jeter always said, if it's broken, I might not play. Would you tell me? Nope.
All right.
Okay, have a good game.
Yankees getting Grisham and Rice in there against Woo, who just dominates right-handers.
Yeah, he does indeed. And also a tough matchup for Stroman because they put their lefties in too. So against Stroman. So they're looking at this and just giving me this couple of steps off the bag, not far.
And field pull to the right. Woo's 1-2. Grisham takes high.
Now, he is concentrating. He is looking at Dominguez, too, but he's not slow to the plate. A lot of these guys that throw this hard and fastballs are slow to the plate. He's not.
Woo squares towards the plate, now to third. Glove at the chest, a 2-2 home. Just misses inside, 3-2, and this is what Grisham does.
Well, that sinker was 98, so he hasn't got the fastball yet where he wants it, because he'll throw that fastball until he gets it where he wants, and then he'll expand with different pitches.
Dominguez goes 3-2. Up high, ball 4. So back-to-back walks. Dominguez and Grisham to start the night for the Yanks.
All right. Well, now obviously they know what I'm going to say, and you know what you're all thinking at home. You better score these runs, and now Cal Raleigh going out to talk to Bryan Woo. What's the matter? I mean, he has lost 4 games, so people are hitting him. The Yankees just have not over the years. But if you're going to get him now, because here's Aaron Judge. Now, what are they going to do? They're probably talking about how they want to pitch to Aaron Judge, I would think.
It is power against power.
Yep.
Scoreless game, bottom of the first inning. Series finale, Judge at 360. 34 homers, 77 RBIs.
Now, this is his season high already. 2 walks tonight, ties his season high. It's amazing what he's done.
2 walks in the first inning. Judge waits, Woo's ready. And the pitch. Breaking ball, swing, and a miss, 0-1.
But that's season high for all games. Every games. He has 19 walks on the year, 104 strikeouts. That's a pretty good ratio.
What is that, 5-1? Quick math.
That's more than that.
0-1. Inside 1-1 on Judge. Yeah, more than 5-1. Judge's last 10 games, he's hit 6 homers. So in one of those modes right now.
7-1 would be 63. So it's a lot. It's more than that. Wow.
2 on, nobody out. Judge takes off speed outside. 2-1. Yankees an opportunity here.
Well, while he's trying to get his sweeper and his breaking pitches under control, Judge can just wait and take what's thrown.
2-1 pitch.
Ooh.
Breaking ball at the knees for a strike, 2-2.
Oh, that was a sweeper, 86 mile an hour, right over the middle of the plate.
Second baseman Young shades a bit towards the middle. Runners off first and second, nobody out. 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Got 96 by him. 1 down.
That 4-seamer right at the top of the zone.
So Woo wins his first battle with Judge, and that brings up Cody Bellinger, today's cleanup hitter, brought to you by Citgo. Clean up on savings on every fill-up with Club Citgo. Download the app now and start saving.
No, that was not out of the zone. That was a terrific pitch. It was right on the upper corner, but it was about letters high. Probably looks so tantalizing, right? And then that little ride at the end.
Bellinger swings and misses 0-1. Fastball to outside.
Oh, there we go. 98. Now he's got the feel for the 98 mile an hour fastball. That's the second one he's thrown.
Bellinger 281, 13 homers, 48 RBIs. Got a 14-game hitting streak. Yankees looking to strike first. The 0-1. Bellinger tips it barely at the plate, and it rolls behind the plate, 0-2.
All right, now he's feeling good. That was 99. Same pitch, same place.
99, like with that extra oomph.
Yeah, with a little ride. It moves right at the end. That's a lot of people can throw 98, 99 and have it straight as a stick. This is not.
Woo's ready, 0-2. Up and away.
Didn't you think that was so good? What was about Schlitter last night was he's throwing 100 and there's movement on that fastball.
Oh, yeah.
It rides.
That was exciting.
That was really exciting.
You and I were talking about comparisons, and if we could think of any. 99 with a 92 mile an hour slider. 1-2. Outside 2-2 on Bellinger.
I don't know, DeGrom, Scherzer, those kinds of guys. I mean, you hate to say that.
Right.
You don't want to put. It's 24. It's his first. Last year at this time, it was an A ball. Calm down, Susan.
That's all we can dream of.
No, I know. You know, if you can't get excited about that, then
2-2 up high. So Bellinger from 0-2 to 3-2, and a walk would load the bases.
And so really great at bat by Bellinger right here.
Runners off first and second. Both have speed. 3-2. Bellinger spoils a foul third base side.
And Bellinger's actually 1 for 3 off of Bryan Woo. I don't know when that would be. I mean, I guess interleague.
There's a big hole near shortstop. Scoreless game, bottom of the first. 3-2. Bellinger floats it third base side and stays alive. His two-strike approach has been so impressive.
Or as Aaron Boone would say, he's a really good player.
Does everything.
Yep, he really does.
One of last night's heroes, Jazz on deck. Dominguez off second. Grisham off first with one away. 3-2. Bellinger grounds it towards second. Could be 2. Young, the second baseman. Flip to second 1. Return throw. Just in time. Double play. Smoothly, quickly turned by the middle of the Mariners infield. And the Yankees, 2 consecutive walks to start the inning against Woo. They come up empty. They go to the second scoreless game on WFAN. Go to the second inning. It's a scoreless game. Yankees and Mariners in the series finale. Marcus Stroman worked around a 2-out walk to Cal Raleigh in the first inning. Strong first frame for Stroman. Now faces Jorge Polanco to start the second. Sure beat Bebas. A spot start at third. Just called up. He's about even with the bag. Stroman into the windup and the pitch. Breaking ball in there for strike 1.
Well, this is really cool. The Yankees just announced that the last person going to the home run derby will be Jazz Chisholm, and he openly said he wanted to go, and MLB said, oh, okay. So this is the group.
0-1. Breaking ball inside.
And I love it because it's a lot of new people. Ronald Acuna Jr., he's not new, obviously. Byron Buxton, Junior Caminero, O'Neill Cruz, Cal Raleigh, of course, Brent Rooker, and James Wood.
1-1 is line right to Ben Rice at first. Step to his left, hauls it in. 1 away in the second.
And now Jazz. So Jazz has said, if they asked me, I'd love to go. Maybe they just didn't think of it. But now they have. So that'll be fun. Acuna, Buxton, Caminero, he deserves it. O'Neill Cruz, Cal Raleigh, Brent Rooker, and James Wood. So you got a lot of youth in there. That's cool. I like that. And Jazz.
Luke Raley, lefty hitter, watches a breaking ball strike.
This drive around the league is brought to you by Meineke Car Care Centers. Trust your keys with Meineke. Baltimore beat the Mets with 3 runs in the bottom of the 8th inning. 3-1 was the final there.
Raley takes low, 1-1.
Gunnar Henderson, 2-run homer in the 8th. His 11th go-ahead 2-run homer in the bottom of the 8th. Grant Wolfram gets the win. Ryan Stanek takes the loss.
Raley chops it right side of the infield. It's foul, just wide of the bag. Stroman jumps ahead 1-2.
And game 2, that's a first of a doubleheader. That started at noon. Here we are in the second game. Baltimore is ahead of the Mets again, 7-3, bottom of the 8th. Brandon Waddle started for the Mets, and Sugano for Baltimore. Jordan Westbrook had a 2-run homer in the second, his 10th of the year.
That day game, Gunnar Henderson off the bench.
Oh, he didn't start?
Yeah, game-winning home run off the bench. Pinch hit.
Oh, goodness.
Pitch inside 2-2.
Cubs beat Minnesota 8-1. Colin Ray, Chris Pat. They can hit, can't they? By the way, Pete Crow Armstrong had 2 homers today. Not just one. He had 2. 24 and 25. Cody Clemens is 11th. He's done a nice job since Minnesota picked him up.
2-2 is spoiled at the plate foul. We'll see Pete Crow Armstrong tomorrow.
Will indeed.
Will indeed. And the entire Cubs lineup that is mashing.
You know who he works out with in the winter? He's good buddies with? Jazz.
Yep.
Because he said I said, who do you want to see most in the home? He said, I don't see my buddy. PCA. I had to think for a minute.
2-2. Just misses outside, so a full count on a lefty hitting Raley.
All right, Boston, who's won 6 in a row, they're playing Tampa Bay at Fenway Park. No score in the second. Taj Bradley against Walker Buehler. It's raining in Chicago. Cleveland and the White Sox are supposed to play.
3-2 is way outside ball 4, so Stroman is second walk, and the Mariners a 1-out base runner in the second.
A little bit later, Atlanta's at the A's in Sacramento, and Texas is playing the Angels in Cincinnati. Cincinnati is leading Miami 6-0. Bottom of the 8th, Spencer Steer, his 11th homer. Later on, Washington's at St. Louis and Arizona at San Diego. Randy Vasquez is starting that, ex-Yankee, is starting that game for San Diego.
Dominic Canzone, lefty hitter, takes shade outside. That's a sinker from Stroman, 1-0. That Rays-Red Sox series has all of a sudden become important. The Red Sox are a wild card team right now.
They're a wild card, and Tampa's breathing right down the Yankees' neck.
1 on, 1 out, 1-0. Outside, so Stroman falling behind here, 2-0.
But winning, see what winning does? A couple of minutes, it seemed like a minute ago that Tampa and the Yankees were tied with that wild card, and now the Yankees are a game and a half ahead, 2 games in the loss side ahead of them.
Short lead off first. 1 away. 2-0. That drops in for a strike, and the Yankees finally could pick up a game yesterday.
Yes.
The Blue Jays lost.
My goodness.
To the White Sox.
Well, as they're saying there, if you go 10-1 the rest of the way, you're in good shape.
Right. 2-1. Grounded hard to first, past the lunging Rice, hit it right field, a base hit. Raley turns second, chugs into third. Strong throw on a hop, blocked by Bibas like a hockey goalie. Keeps it in front of him wisely. Canzone a 1-out single. The Mariners with runners at the corners against Stroman.
And Rice tried to backhand that and lunged for it. It went underneath his glove, picked up beautifully by Bellinger, who was running in. So he picked it up at almost Little League depth. It went right under his glove. Tried to backhand it, couldn't get to it.
So now a jam for Stroman in the second. Cole Young, the rookie, 21 years old. He digs in. First big league home run yesterday. Short and second, back playing for 2. Pitch. Young didn't mean to. Dribbles it third base side. Wells just scoops it up foul. 0-1.
And Vivas was playing in on the grass, so they're looking for him to come in there. I didn't see Ben Rice move, so they figure if he's going to punt, it's going down the third baseline. So
I'm fascinated by Cole Young as Stroman looks to get him and get out of the jam.
Mm-hmm.
And, first big league home run comes at Yankee Stadium yesterday. Right. His first day up, he had a walk-off.
He did, really?
Yeah, so what a month.
These 2 games, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
0-1. Young hammers it, left field, base hit. 1 hop in front of Dominguez. Station to station, Raley comes home, and the Mariners take a 1-0 lead on an RBI single from the rookie Cole Young.
Well, and you like to see that. That's situational hitting. He knew what he was doing. He knew where that ball was going to go, and he just choked up a little bit and went the opposite way with it. That's all he needs. The job is down and away from him. He hits it. He knew what he was doing and tried to do that. You could see him following the ball with his eyes. He knew right where to go, take it where it's hit, and just loft it right into left field. And there's your run.
10th RBI for Young. Mariners a 1-0 lead in the second. Still 2 on. Miles Mastrobuoni, lefty hitter, crouches down and takes a breaking ball strike.
Lance Mastrobuoni played 66 games so far. 241 hitter.
Stroman kicks and deals. Outside ball and a strike on Mastrobuoni. Saw the young third baseman Ben Williamson the last couple of days. Now it's Mastrobuoni.
He's a really good defensive player, too.
Ball to strike. Stroman looks at second, back towards the plate. Pitch. That's down low, 2-1, and Stroman falling behind this second inning.
He just got here this year, made his Mariners debut on the 28th of March against the Athletics.
2-1. Mastrobuoni rolls it towards first. Foul ball wide of the bag. Scooped up by Rice. And the count 2-2.
Usually a pinch hitter or comes in late for defense.
We saw that in the ninth inning yesterday against Devin Williams. He flied to left. By the way, back end of that Yankee bullpen last night was after Loizaga, Weaver, Williams, wham, bam.
Weaver, well, Loizaga and Aaron Boone says the stuff is there. It's just, it's inconsistent.
2-2. Swing and a miss, strike three.
Nice. That's kind of a
big second out.
Swing. It was good to see Weaver have that kind of an inning so he can get his confidence back.
And Weaver retired 4, struck out 3.
You know, your confidence can get shaken.
Back to the top of the order, 2 on, 2 out, 1-0 Mariners, top 2. J.P. Crawford, that open stance from the left side. Stroman turns and throws to second, not nearly in time. Volpe was trailing behind the base runner. Crawford grounded to second on the first pitch of the game. And time called. Austin Wells is out in front of the plate. Going to relay some signals here.
You know, looking at that home run derby, Jazz Chisholm's trying to be the 5th Yankee to win. Other winners, Tina Martinez won, Jason Giambi, Robbie Cano, and, of course, Aaron Judge all won the home run hitting contest.
Stroman's pitch. Breaking ball outside. This is the 8-year anniversary of Judge winning.
Wow, was that long ago?
8 years ago today, 2017, in Miami. He beat out Cody Bellinger and a couple of other guys.
Oh, that's right. And
that's when Bellinger was, I think Bellinger was a rookie, too.
I think they both were Rookie of the Year, the two of them, right?
They were,
yep.
ALNL.
So they were. That's exactly right. He beat Cody Bellinger, and then they both were Rookie of the Year.
And look how life comes at you. Now they're in the same outfield. 2 on, 2 out, 1-0. Breaking ball outside. So Stroman behind Crawford, 2-0. That's a theme this inning. Stroman's got the long black sleeves on a pretty hot night. $2-0 offering. That's on the low outside corner for a strike at 91.
Let's see, there's 40 pitches. They're making them work. That is one thing. Bullpen might be a little light tonight.
Stroman peers in, the 2-1. Breaking ball inside, so 3-1. A walk would load him up for Julio Rodriguez.
Well, you don't want that.
Volpe, the shortstop, playing near second. A lot of space left side of the infield. 3-1. Grounded hard to second, right at Jazz. Loves it, flips to first, inning over. So Stroman, the 1 run for Seattle, but he strands 2. A run on 2 hits, 2 left. Go bottom 2. Mariners 1, Yankees nothing on WFAN Yankees.
Welcome to the club where all the action is. Download Club Sitco today. Savings could up to 30 gallons, only at participating locations. Data rates may apply.
1-0 Mariners go bottom 2. And the man of the week, the man of the month, could be the man of the home run derby, Jazz Chisholm. He's ready to step in against Bryan Woo.
Oh, great. Usually people don't ask to be in the home run derby. He really wanted to do it. In Miami, I understand it perfectly. How about him going back there?
Pitch. Way outside 1-0.
Sometimes the world just works, right? He's going back as a New York Yankee all-star. It means so much to him.
Woo looks over the left shoulder, a deep breath. And the righty's 1-0. Jazz pops it up. Behind the plate, Raleigh gets rid of the mask on the Yankee interlocking NY logo, and it's way out of play, about 10 rows deep. Have you ever covered somebody as refreshingly honest as Jazz?
I'm trying to think.
He's so different.
Well,
in a good way.
No, he is. Must have been somebody in all these years, but he
tells you exactly what's on his mind. Woo's 1-1. Jazz big, swing and a miss 1-2.
A lot of people do that. A lot of people aren't that entertaining when they do it. 70% Jazz was hysterical the first day he started with that.
By the way, 32nd game of 70% Jazz. And he's got 10 homers, 26 RBIs. That's pretty good. One 1-0 Mariners, bottom 2. Jazz leading off, lefty hitter. Rocks the bat back. And Jazz rolls over at foul, just over the Yankee dugout. First pitch at the bottom of the second was a 95-mile-an-hour fastball, brought to you by Optimum Fiber. Don't take slow for an answer. Woo's 1-2. Jazz swings and misses strike 3. There's that fastball. Good one at 96 for his second strikeout.
And actually took a couple of miles an hour off of that. So if you're gearing up for 98, because that's what he saw before, and you get 96, you got no chance. You know, they're showing Aaron Judge, the home run derby. Look how young he looks. And there's Lindor. Look at
Dylan Betances. His jaw dropping. Ben Rice, lefty hitter, takes a breaking ball, strikeout or half.
As he was hitting the roof all the way out in center field and the roof of the back of that building.
One of those actually went 500 feet. He put on a show that year. Woo blocks the face with the glove, kicks, deals. Rice, swing and a miss, 0-2. Now Woo's cooking.
Oh, cool thing, I was in Seattle and they were talking, Cal Raleigh's dad is going to pitch to him and his brother's going to be the catcher. I think that's so cool.
Isn't that amazing?
It's great. It's just great. Somebody else's father.
Wasn't that Cano?
Yes, absolutely.
0-2. Rice blows a foul third base side.
Cano's dad actually played in the Astros organization for a while. He actually, I'm not sure he was up, but I know he was in the organization. And
another Yankee put on a show in the home run derby.
Yes. He could say quite a few things, too. But not like Jazz. He's one of a kind.
0-2. Fade outside so Rice stays alive. Rice at 231 with 14 homers.
Jason Giambi was pretty entertaining.
In what way?
He'd say a lot of things and he'd come out with strange verbiage.
Woo's 1-2. Rice skips rope. Pitch inside, 2-2.
And he's starting to sink that on the low part because he has that sinker that also is at the top of the zone, like a Clay Holmes sinker that's up there.
One out, nobody on, second inning. Seattle a 1-0 lead. 2-2. Rice drives it into left field, but right out of Rosarena. A couple of steps back, makes a chest high grab. 2 up, 2 down to second for Bryan Woo.
One of the things that Aaron Boone always talks about is having heavy at bats against the opposing pitcher. They're making him work. You know, they're not swinging at the first pitch. They're working the count.
Brings up Austin Wells, lefty hitting catcher. Heating up, 7 for his last 19, 3 homers over that stretch. Infield pull to the right. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. Healthy hack. 97 right on by Wells. Woo comes home. Up high, ball and a strike.
Well, making him work.
Coming up on 40 pitches here.
Yep, 37 pitches here in the second inning.
Woo, a deep breath. Rocks, 1-1. Swing and a miss, 1-2. Fastballs, he's coming right at him. Spotty clouds overhead. Beautiful night. Light blue skies. Lights are on.
Not too humid for a change. Let's see what's the weather now. Only 78. We're down in the 70s.
Woo's 1-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Fastball overpowering. 97 top of the zone. Woo not messing around. 3 strikeouts and a scoreless second inning. And go to the third. It's 1-0 Seattle on WFAN Yankees Radio. Third inning brought to you by Spectrum. Life moves and so should your connection. Get fast and reliable speeds. The network that moves with you. Spectrum.
By the way, today's Acme Markets home run payout contestant was Marie from Staten Island. She would have won a $100 Acme Markets gift card for every homer the Yankees hit in the second if they had hit one in the second. WFAN.com/Acme. Go there for your chance to win.
Stroman, the right-hander, delivers. Inside, appeal to first, no swing. The righty hitting Julio Rodriguez ahead 1-0. 2-3-4 for Seattle against Stroman.
Well, one good thing here is that the Yankees have really made Bryan Woo work. 40 pitches through 2 innings.
Rodriguez flies it. Shallow right field. Bellinger glides in. Makes an easy one-hand catch over his cap. 1 away.
So maybe today will be the day that he doesn't go 6 or more innings. But their bullpen's pretty rested, and their back of their end of their bullpen's pretty good.
Capped by Munoz.
Oh, boy. Yep.
One of 4 All-Stars for Seattle, Andres Munoz. And this guy's an All-Star, Cal Raleigh.
Who else is going for them?
Julio Rodriguez and Bryan Woo, tonight's starter.
Oh, of course.
Raleigh rolls it foul near the Yankee dugout first base side. The only one that's getting a little flack is Julio, because I see a lot of teams doing comps. Like our outfield is better than Julio Rodriguez this year.
Right.
But it is Julio's 3rd All-Star selection already at 24 years old. Stroman ahead of Raleigh 0-1. And now it's 0-2 on a foul ball back to the net.
There's always that conversation. Do you want to see stars, or do you want to, or is it the person who has had the best first half of the season?
What would you like to see?
I like a combination of both. However,
0-2 is lifted foul down the right field line.
When I first started, when it was American League and National League, I didn't care how old Johnny Bench was. We never saw Johnny Bench in Boston. There was no National League. So I didn't care if he was hitting 190. I wanted to see Johnny Bench because there's a star. And I think that's part of it. It's called the all-star team. It's not called the all really good first half team.
Pitch. is outside. I never thought of it that way. The star, you have to exemplify that.
Like
with
I
the
heard
players.
people ripping that about Clayton Kershaw. I would want to see him if he pitched with his other hand because it's Clayton Kershaw.
That's why I loved when Albert Pujols and Miguel Cabrera,
Yes.
their final year, they put him there.
Yep.
Breaking ball is tapped foul at the plate.
And Cal's last year when they stopped and Alex, and they, instead of Alex playing, they all sat in the dugout and made him run out by himself. He wasn't the same person, but you wanted to see Cal Ripken at shortstop.
By the way, that is 24 years ago today. We have another on this date.
Oh, boy. 20. Oh, really? So there are people out there that have no idea what I'm talking about.
Maybe.
Google it.
Unfortunately. 1-2. Waved that and just tipped as Raleigh stayed alive barely a couple of times.
I mean, he wasn't the same player, but you wanted to see that, and I thought what Alex did was amazing.
Hit a home run in that game. Derek Jeter homered in that All-Star game. And sort of like we're talking about with Judge and Bellinger now being teammates, Jeter replacing A-Rod, the then Mariner, at shortstop. Right. Kind of cool. 1-2 is big swing foul. A couple barely foul balls for Raleigh here. That one hit Wells on the head.
Again, and of course, Raleigh very concerned about Wells, another catcher. He's backed out, made sure he was all right. Wells just sort of kneeling there, not moving. Now we're going to get, here comes the whisk bum. Nick Lynn's doing it very well. But I can see both, the combination of both.
I totally understand people that want to see Julio.
Mm-hmm.
That's a star. Stroman's 1-2. Downstairs. Good at bat by Raleigh, fighting 2-2.
I must admit, I think the idea that Juan Soto is not an all-star is ludicrous. I mean, that's a star. I know he isn't hitting 420. I understand. But I would like to see him there, that's all. I mean, he's an all-star, and people that...
Raleigh flies it down the right field line, got some carry into the corner. Bellinger tracking it. Wow, it's just foul. Missed a home run by about 20 feet. Hey, you want to see Soto against Skubal, Soto against Fried, star against star.
Yeah, you do.
Should it decide the World Series?
What?
Should it decide who gets home field in the World Series?
Not anymore.
It doesn't, but should it?
No. It's an all-star game. It's not a real... No.
Exhibition.
Then you won't have people going, no.
2-2. Shade outside, 3-2.
No, that was, and this year it counts. That was ludicrous. That's then you really won't get people to go.
3-2, one away, nobody on. Pitch. Raleigh swings and misses, strike 3. Sinker down and in, and Stroman wins the battle. 2 down. Here's Randy Arozarena. Big righty hitter. 1-0 Seattle. 2 out, nobody on, top 3. Stroman's pitch. Breaking ball. Lofted up the middle. A base hit for Arozarena. So after striking out his first time, Arozarena just guides one up the middle for a 2-out single.
Well, what he did there was he saw what that was, that thinking fastball. He met it early. He went out early and got it, and right off the end of the bat. And what happened is, when you're balanced like that, you can wait a little longer, but he saw immediately what it was. Hit it off the end of the bat and got it before it broke.
Some pleasantries, Arozarena and Ben Rice. And now Arozarena takes a couple of step lead here. Jorge Polanco, switch hitter batting left. Stroman checks over at first. Arozarena quickly back to the bag with a dive.
And our friend Don Memori of the Hartford Courant just texted me and said, to this end, imagine if they left Babe Ruth off the first or second All-Star game because he was at the end of his career.
Case in point.
Thank you, Dominic.
Pitch. Outside 1-0 on Jorge Polanco, who lined to first his first at-bat.
But that's just me. I mean, I'm happy for people that have great first halves, but I still would like to see the stars. I mean, I think the fans did a great job, actually. But I want stars there. Most of them are there.
1-0. Just misses outside, so 2-0 on Polanco. I am excited. The American League team, of course, you got Judge in the starting lineup. And Gleyber Torres is at second. Javi Baez is in center field.
It's amazing, yep. See, I love that. I love that Gleyber meant it, and I love that Javi Baez turned his career around and made it to the All-Star game.
Stroman checks over again, and Arozarena back standing.
By the time we get there, though, someone else is going to get hurt, and who knows who's going to be. They were all up in arms in Cincinnati about Andrew Abbott. Well, he's there now because someone isn't going to play. All up in arms in Minnesota about Joe Ryan. Well, he's there. So there'll be more. It's only Thursday.
Here's a 2-0. Cued foul, third base side. The third base coach, Christopher Negron, picks it up. 10-second station ID on WFAN, Yankees Radio. One nothing Mariners, top three. Runner at first, 2 away. Runner goes, hammered to first. Nice stop by Rice. On the short hop to his left knee. Loves it in one motion to the bag. 5-star play there for Ben Rice to end the inning.
Storage Post, your trusted self-storage solution, from climate control to top-notch security. We've got you covered. Official.
Download the app, start building your bet, and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in New Jersey. T&Cs apply.
Every pitch and every hit of Yankees baseball all season long will be heard from the Provident Bank broadcast booth. Provident Bank, commitment you can count on.
Anthony Volpe leads off the bottom of the third inning. Yankees looking to pull even. It's 1-0 Seattle. Series finale. Bryan Woo, the right-hander, delivers, and Volpe bounce at first base side, upper deck, 0-1.
Step up to the plate and swing by Duncan today. Let's show those taste buds some Yankees magic and hit a flavor home run together. Duncan, the ultimate MVP of your taste lineup. The New York Yankees run on Duncan.
Volpe 217, 10 homers, 48 RBIs. 0-1. Volpe pops it up, right side of the infield. Rarely the first baseman plants a feet, a couple of steps back, makes a one-hand catch, 1 away. This third inning is brought to you by Spectrum. Life moves, and so should your connection. Get fast and reliable speeds on the network that moves with you. Spectrum. Yankees making Bryan Woo work. The chance was in the first inning so far. 2 on, nobody out, didn't score.
But they're still having, as Boone says, heavy at bats. They're making him work, and he's at 41 pitches, is that it?
Jorby Bibas, lefty hitter, fouls it back. Bibas just back. Yankees DFAing DJ LeMahieu, so Bibas was the call up, starting today at third.
And DJ got his release today, so that's it.
Here's the 0-1. Up and away, and Aaron Judge. We were talking about this in the clubhouse earlier, talking about the gamer, the professional he was, lived, eat, read baseball.
That's who he is. That's all he's ever wanted to be. And
1-1. Bibas fouls it back. One thing I found interesting that Judge said, of course, the injuries affected DJ late. 2019, that great year DJ had.
Yep.
He was hurt, and he was the type of guy that wouldn't go on the IL. He refused the IL.
Right. All the time, and always was out there. You never knew. He would never say a word unless, if he wasn't there, something was really wrong.
Woo shrugs his shoulders, winds, and the 1-2. Outside, Bibas stays alive. Infield slightly pulled to the right, outfield straightaway. And Woo looks in at Bibas. 2-2. High and outside, and Bibas did a lot of this his first time up. Good at bats.
He did. He has very good at bats. Worked the count almost every time up.
Short, pesky lefty hitter. 3-2. Bibas fouls at third base side.
Really good at bat here, once again. Didn't get a whole lot of results, but good at bats. You know, most careers end like this. People's career don't end like Derek Jeter's or Ted Williams, where you hit a home run and disappear. Very few people get that.
3-2. In there. Strike 3 called. Got him at the knees. Woo with his 4th strikeout. 2 up, 2 down in the 3rd.
Yeah, just zipped in that fastball right at the knees. I think he thought it was low, but
that flips the order for Jason Dominguez. Let's see second time through after the Yankees have made him work. 1-0 Seattle, bottom 3. Dominguez, a switch hitter batting left. Big swing and a miss. We are coming to you live from the Provident Bank broadcast booth. Provident Bank, commitment you can count on. Visit Provident.bank to learn more. Who's ready? 0-1. Dominguez launches in left center field. Got some carry. Arozarena into the gap. Plants the feet. Makes a one-hand catch. About 10 feet in front of the track. That ends the inning. So a second consecutive 1-2-3 for Bryan Woo. He set down 8 in a row. Go to the 4th. 1-0 Seattle. On WFAN Yankees Radio, driven by Jeep.
I want to ask you about food. What is something that you have to eat to be the judge?
Oh, Aaron Judge! Send him to Monument Park now!
Oh, we got some good chefs in New York. They've been cooking up some nice chopped cheeses, and that kind of, it gets you, I don't know if I should tell the kids that they should be eating chopped cheese before a game.
Before the game, probably steak. That's usually what I go to.
I like a steak, no vegetables.
No vegetables?
No vegetables.
Is it straight protein?
Yeah.
And facial spa. Book a relaxing massage or facial after the game. It's 1-0 Seattle, playing the top of the 4th, series finale. Yankees going for the sweep tonight. Marcus Stroman against Luke Raley, 6, 7, and 8 for Seattle. Right-hander Stroman's ready, first base side, and the pitch. Foul third base side on the line. 0-1.
The scoreboard brought to you by Food Bazaar Supermarket. Shop local, eat global with Food Bazaar Supermarket. Gunnar Henderson's 11th homer, go-ahead 2-run homer in the bottom of the 8th. It was a pinch hit home run. And Baltimore beats the Mets 3-1 in the first game.
0-1.
Oh, boy.
Skips up there, ball and a strike.
Well, second game, Jordan Westburg had 3 RBIs, his 10th homer. Gunnar was 3 for 5 in this one, and Baltimore beat the Mets 7-3. So they lost a doubleheader today in Baltimore.
Here's a 1-1. Raley grounds it towards first. Fair ball. Rice towards the line. Gloves it. Races to the bag. Got him. Oh, Ben Rice showing off the wheels. Beating Luke Raley in a foot race. What a way.
And Stroman was there. And I just wonder if he just wasn't sure whether he was going to get there in time or he judged it that he could get there more quickly. Yeah, I think that was the only way he was going to be able to. Bang, bang. He got him. Cubs beat Minnesota earlier today, 8-1 in that one. PCA as, now they're going to go look at Stroman because he ran over and he's waving everybody back. But you got to always be careful when he comes off the mound like that about the knee. And here comes the trainer and Aaron Boone. And he kind of stopped. He's kind of jumping up and down. When he ran over to first, I think maybe I was wrong. That's why Ben Rice got there, because you look at it and Stroman stopped. So either he stopped because he knew that he didn't want to run into him or something hurts. And now he was shaking his head, but now he's going to take a couple. But I think maybe, the knee thing, it's where he had his ACL done, I think 10 years ago. There's something in there, scar tissue or something, and it always flares up. And he's been handling it. It doesn't go away. He has to handle the pain.
Throws a warm-up pitch. And Stroman saying he's good to go.
Yeah,
Nods his head.
We'll see.
We saw on the replay when he stopped short at first.
He was shaking his head.
He's shaking his head. He mouthed, "My bad," to Ben Rice because he wants to be there for his teammate, but he's clearly in pain.
I think he thought he should have been there anyway, but something must have grabbed. Anyway, 8-1, the Cubs all over Minnesota. Pete Crow Armstrong homers 24 and 25. He also 3 for 4, 3 ribbies as they beat Minnesota 8-1.
1 out, nobody on, top 4. 1-0 Mariners. Stroman, back to work pitch. Breaking ball. Drops outside. Ball 1 on Dominic Canzone, the lefty hitter.
Roman Anthony, RBI single in the bottom of the third in Boston, who's won 6 in a row, leads Tampa Bay 1-0 there in the top of the fourth at Fenway Park. Raining in Chicago.
1-0 is a shade outside.
Cleveland is in. Later on, Atlanta's at the Athletics, and Texas is at the Angels. Cincinnati shut out Miami 6-0.
Canzone hammers in left center field. Grisham on his horse into the gap, gives it a look. It's one hop and over the left center field wall for a ground rule double.
Boy, Dominic Canzone has been just really been successful here the last couple of days.
He crushed that opposite way.
And a great outfielder. Remember that made that great throw back into the infield to third base yesterday?
Second hit for Canzone tonight.
St. Louis scored in the bottom of the first. They lead Washington 1-0 in the second. It's Michael Soroka for Washington against Miles Michaelos for St. Louis, and Arizona at San Diego later on.
Here's Cole Young, the rookie. Waving the bat, now resting it on the left shoulder. Stroman twirls off the mound to chase the runner. Canzone back.
Well, as Emmanuel said before, his first Major League home run last night. It's always cool to see those milestones.
Just 21 years old. Pitch. Young takes at the knees for a strike. Young an RBI single back in the second inning tonight. Mariners first round pick 3 years ago, directly out of high school. North Allegheny.
And here he is. Isn't that something?
Big hack and a miss 0-2. Young played travel ball with Roman Anthony, Red Sox rookie.
Did he really?
He did. Same travel team.
Jeez. Did they ever lose that travel team?
0-2. Is it off Stroman's glove, up the middle. Volpe behind the bag. The shortstop on the run throw. Rice off the bag. Tag. Got him.
Oh, nice play by Rice to save that. Really nice play by Ben Rice right there.
A lot of readjustment on that play. The deflection, Volpe on the run, Rice off the bag.
But that wingspan of, if Ben Rice isn't so tall, he probably doesn't get it because he just got him on the shoulder. That was a really nice play by Rice.
Hockey player came out there.
Yes, exactly. Watch him sometimes when he takes grounders at first. There's a hockey player right there, too.
Runner off third, 2 away. Miles Mastrobuoni crouches over the plate. And lines one, base hit right field. 2 out RBI. Miles Mastrobuoni plants one in front of Bellinger. Canzone is home, and the Mariners have a 2-0 lead in the fourth.
Well,
so Mastrobuoni first start of the series out of the 9 spot. 2 out RBI single. J.P. Crawford, the leadoff man. Open stance, lefty hitter. He takes low.
Yeah, Stroman, he's shaking his head. Did not like where he put that pitch.
Crawford has grounded to second twice tonight. Pitch. Misses outside, 2 balls and no strikes.
No, he's trying to get that sinker back first, then you can expand from that. If that sinker isn't going where he wants, then it's tough for the other pitches.
Stroman, the bright blue glove, right above the belt. Kicks, fires. On the outside corner for strike 1. Nothing Seattle, top of the fourth inning. Crowd's filed in nicely. Very few empty seats tonight. Check over at first, and Mastrobuoni back safely with a dive.
And also, to be frank about this, whether he's in discomfort or not, Marcus Stroman knows the state of this bullpen. And they have really worked. I don't want to start going to the bullpen in the fourth inning.
Runner goes, grounded foul, first base side. Crawford levels the count at 2. went through Loizaga, Weaver, Williams last night. Hill, Hartlieb, Hamilton, and Efros a couple of nights ago.
I don't think you'll see Hill tonight under any circumstances.
2-2. Stroman's pitch. Up and away, 3-2 on Crawford.
Which in essence leaves them without a person to get lefties out. No Tim Hill, because the other person who got lefties out was Mark Leiter.
3-2, 2 away. Runner will be off. And the pitch. Grounded over. Stroman up the middle. Base hit center field. Mastrobuoni off with the pitch. He's easily to third. Grisham flips it into second. So 2 two-out singles. This one J.P. Crawford. And the Mariners have runners at the corners.
And he did exactly what Arozarena did. Here comes Matt Blake. He did exactly what Arozarena did and try and get that ball before it broke. And here comes Matt Blake. So this consultation on the mound is brought to you by the Barnes Firm Injury Attorneys. Call for a free consultation at 1-800-8-million.
A big spot early in this game. You got Bryan Woo pitching. It's 2-0. 2 runners out there with 2 away in the fourth.
Yeah, and no one's moving in the pen, so, well, obviously there's 2 outs. It's too late anyway, but, get him back in, maybe readjust. I'm sure there's something on his knee. Readjust something. Put some pain reliever in there if you can. This is the kind of injury. It doesn't go away, so you just manage it.
First and third, 2 out. Julio Rodriguez 0 for 2, a ground ball and a fly ball. Righty hitter hovers over the plate and takes inside, ball 1. Clayton Beater now getting loose in the Yankee pen. 1-0. Rodriguez chops it foul, third base side.
And Clayton Beater, up and down. He's got options, so he knows.
He was right down and right back up with the lighter in.
Yeah, I said, did you actually go down? He said, yeah, I was there. And I said, did you pitch? He said, no. And then he got back in the car and
that's a true cup of coffee.
Yeah, yes.
1-1. Chopped again over the Mariners' dugout, third base side, and Stroman jumps ahead of J-Rod, 1-2.
He was sent back, and we were in Toronto. And so he went to Scranton, was there, I guess, overnight or day, and then he's back when Mark Leiter got hurt.
First and third, 2 away. Stroman looking to keep it right here at 2-0. 1-2. Grounded softly towards third. Vivas charges, gloves, throws on the run. Dug out by Rice, got him.
Oh, boy.
Oh, what a play on both ends to get the speedy Julio Rodriguez and end the inning. Vivas across his body, Rice to dig, and Stroman strands 2. A run on 3 hits and 2 left. Go to the bottom of the 4th, 2-0 Mariners on WFAN Yankees Radio, driven by Jeep.
Joining us on this episode are real
Gosh, we've gone to Sea Dogs games since we were kids.
I've been coming to see the Sea Dogs for the last 30 years. Great experience.
Everybody here is just bends over backwards to help people out and wish the world was like it is right here at the ballpark.
We've always wanted to be more than just a baseball team. We want to be strong, active, contributing members of the community. And I think that effort is seen by the people and the fans, and they want to support that effort.
Topps trading cards then with 2025 Topps Baseball Series 2. Visit Topps.com and start building your collection today.
Mariners add one in the top of the fourth off Stroman, who appeared to be in some discomfort with that knee covering the bag. So we'll track that throughout the night. 2-0 Seattle. Trent Grisham, middle of the Yankee order against Bryan Woo, the right-hander. Grisham started in the fourth. He walked back in the first inning to put 2 on. And the pitch. Grisham drives it.
Whoa.
Right center field. Got some carry. Rodriguez back onto the track. Makes a one-hand catch 2 feet in front of the wall for the first out. Wow.
Boy, that was a shot. And we would... Bryan Woo, they just had a great stat up on the board. Off of that four-seamer, people are hitting 195.
And that's why I love this matchup, because I saw a note earlier today. Judge is hitting 450 against the fastball this year.
Fastball? Well.
So what gives? Pitch. A fastball in there for a strike.
When you show him the sinking fastball, that's not the four-seamer. That's still hard enough. That's 96.
Judge struck out his first time. Woo veers over the left shoulder and comes home. That drops in for a strike at the knees. There's a sweeper at 86, 0-2.
Also, everything looks so easy with Woo. He's not max effort all the time. And we were just wondering, we just saw that ball that bounced into the dugout before. If Trent Grisham is 100%, does he catch that ball?
That was a Canzone double.
That must. I'm guessing that's what Yes was talking about, because they played it again.
No doubt. 1 out, nobody on. Pitch. Judge spoils a foul behind the plate and stays alive. This battle of the fourth brought to you by Cards for Kids. 877 Cards for Kids. Cards with a K to donate your car today.
That what you were just talking about. 452. Judge hits also off of fastballs.
0-2. Judge fouls it back into the screen. And that, by the way, if you're wondering, is the best in baseball.
Yeah.
452.
He may not throw him at one of those pitches, however. We've seen a couple of sweepers here.
Judge smiling at Woo. Now he's ready to go. 0-2. Half swing, breaking ball outside, appeal to first, no swing, says Jacob Metz. 2-2. Woo nods ahead. Deep breath. 1-2. Judge spoils another one. Every pitch he's out in front, he's fouling it back to the net. Two 2-0 Mariners, bottom 4. Bases empty, 1 away. 2 All-Stars battling. Woo to Judge. Fly ball, right field. This will stay well in the yard. Canzone, a couple of steps in and left. Makes a one-hand catch. The oohs and ahs from the crowd. 2 away. That brings up Cody Bellinger, tonight's cleanup hitter, sponsored by Roto-Rooter. Leave plumbing to the pros at Roto-Rooter. Bellinger, lefty hitter standing up straight. Pitch. Just misses outside. Ball 1. Bellinger bouncing that 4-6-3 double play. Ended the first inning. Blues 1-0. High and outside.
And they're really making him work. He's at 60 pitches. Stroman was at 79 pitches at the end of that fourth inning. So it's 80 pitches in the fourth inning. That's a lot.
Woo comes home 2-0. Bellinger, big swing, fouls it back. Now, this is a different start. We've seen Woo a couple of times here at Yankee Stadium. Hasn't allowed a run.
Right.
But he was more dominant those nights.
He was much more dominant in those nights, and certainly didn't have 60 pitches in the fourth inning.
Woo's 2-1. Bellinger spoils it. Third base line. This sails out of play about 25 rows deep. Jazz on deck if Bellinger can extend the inning. Two. Bellinger grounds it towards first, ranging left to first baseman Raleigh near the line, flips to Woo covering, stomps on the bag, and another 1, 2, 3. That's 11 straight for Bryan Woo. Go top 5, 2-0 Mariners on WFAN Yankees Radio, driven by Jeep.
Mariners.
Woo, the right-hander, steps back, fourth pitch. Grounded softly to second. Right at Young, step left, gloves it, flips to first, one away in the fourth, in the fifth.
That's powered by Bet365. Gambling problem, 1-800-GAMBLER.
And it's bottom of the fifth, brought to you by Key Food and their family of supermarkets. Ben Rice digs in, lefty hitter. He lined to left back in the second inning. Third baseman Masterboni is hovering over the grass. Pitch. That's outside for ball one. Woo's now going on 30 innings of 2 earned runs. Pitch. That's on the outside corner for a strike.
That's amazing, isn't it?
It really is. 3 of his last 4 starts, no earned runs coming in. Just 25, third big league season. 1-1. The right-hander leaves it outside. And what's fascinating is, sometimes teams will draft guys right as they get Tommy John surgery.
Yes, and we've seen a lot of that around here.
That's what the Mariners did with them.
With Woo.
Yeah, he had a 6 ERA at Cal Poly. Got Tommy John. They drafted him in the 6th round. 2-1. Rice grounds it to short. Another easy one. Yeah. Crawford towards the second base back. Whips it over to first. And 2 up, 2 down in the 5th for Bryan Woo.
That four-seamer really moved right there. They did that with Clark Schmidt. Had his first Tommy John.
Right.
Bryan Woo, third season. He was an All-Star. This is his first time being an All-Star. He's from Oakland, California.
I saw a great clip of, how they do those clips when guys get called up now? Mm-hmm. A clip of Woo calling his parents after he made the All-Star team.
I saw that it was on there. Was it really moving?
Oh.
Must have been great, yeah.
Austin Wells, lefty hitter, takes a strikeout or half. His parents are here tonight in New York watching him.
Oh, cool.
So the plan was they're going to come and watch him. And on the phone, Woo said, want to continue to Atlanta.
Oh.
And they immediately knew what he meant. 0-1.
Oh, boy.
Is outside. So 1-1 on Wells, who struck out his first time.
And, of course, Aaron Boone is responsible for bringing the pitchers in and how much. One of the big things was one year, Terry Francona was the manager of the All-Star team.
Woo's 1-1. Wells fouls it back. Violent swing.
And he called Joe Torre and he said, don't worry, I'll only use Mariano for 2 or 3 innings.
Rest assured.
It'll be okay. And of course, that's one thing you don't think. Managers will get calls from another manager say, "Don't please use him here. Don't do this." And they're all very attuned to the needs of teams. I mean, this is fun for everybody, but you don't want to blow somebody's arm out for the season. I thought that was great. Joe always talks about that. Just 2 or 3 innings, it'll be fine.
An amazing quote. 1-2, up and away. I think Boone's at least first and second inning will be easy. Fried and Skubal in some capacity.
In some capacity. You know what? Here's my thing. It would be awesome for Max Fried to start in Atlanta, but how do you not start Tarek Skubal?
That's tough. Infield pull to the right, the 2-2. Wells hits it hard on the ground. Nice backhand stop by Raley. Flips to Woo, covering, ends the inning. Put a star on that one. 3 ground balls in the 5th. And Bryan Woo is no-hitting the Yankees through 5. It's 2-0 Seattle on WFAN Yankees Radio, driven by Jeep.
Well, that is it for Marcus Stroman. And the new pitcher is Clayton Beeter, 26 years old, out of Texas Tech. And one of the things that you might not remember, this is who the Yankees got for Joey Gallo when they traded Joey Gallo to the Dodgers. And Beeter was a big-time prospect for the Dodgers. He's still just 26, mostly fastball sliders, but has been up and down. He's been up a couple of times.
Just came back with the Leiter injury. And he stretches out the arms. Big right-hander.
Yeah, and can throw hard. Got a good fastball.
Luke Raley, the lefty hitter, lines it into center field right at Grisham. Couple of steps in, makes an easy catch near that left knee. 1 pitch, 1 out for Clayton Beeter in the 6th inning.
And this Drive Around the League is brought to you by the Leros Transportation Group, driving people who drive business. Once again, Mets have lost a doubleheader in Baltimore. First game, they lost 3-1. Second game, they lost 7-3. Gunnar Henderson, go-ahead 2-run homer in the bottom of the 8th, a pinch hit in the first game, and Gunnar Henderson 3 for 5 in the second game.
Here's a red-hot Dominic Canzone, lefty hitter, fouls it back.
Cubs beat up on Minnesota 8-1. Pete Crow Armstrong, his 24th and 25th home runs. He also was 3 for 4 with 3 ribbies. Colin Ray beats Chris Paddock.
Beeter sets near the bill of the cap. 0-1. Popped up behind the plate, and that'll sail out of play. Quickly, 0-2.
And Tampa Bay has scored 2 in the 4th and 1 in the 6th, and they now lead the Red Sox 3-1. Hassan Kim had his first homer for Tampa Bay. He just got there. And Junior Caminero had his 23rd.
So you were talking about all the home runs that are being participants. Caminero's the youngest. He's 22 years old.
Yes, he is. He had Giancarlo Stanton's locker in Tampa. Yeah. He's playing at Tropicana Field.
What a young player. 0-2. Skips up there, and that clipped Austin Wells, who's walking it off gingerly. He's getting beat up back there.
And Cincinnati shut out Miami 6-0. It's 2-0. St. Louis leading Washington top of the 4th. Michael Soroka against Miles Michaelos.
Home plate up. Nick Lentz has given Wells some time tonight. Brushes off the plate again.
Oh gosh, that was off his forearm. Off the now they're going to look at the pitch comp thing, or right off the pitch comp thing. He's really giving him a minute.
It was just the home plate up, Nick Lentz and Austin Wells. Now Aaron Boone's coming out to join this conversation.
I think Nick Lentz had said, somebody better get out here. Something he didn't like in the way he's looking at in his eyes. You get beat up there. Sometimes looks a little unsteady, and Tim Lentich has his arm around the back of the small of his back. And are they looking at something off the hand? Yep, because there he goes. He's feeling the fingers to see something's hurting in that. Looks like the left hand, Tim Lentich is kind of looking at Wells' face is really sort of grim. He's holding on to that left hand and wrist.
Wells holding the catcher's mitt with the right hand.
And we can see what happened. It hit off the fingers because he's now feeling the fingers to see if anything is broken or maybe it's out of alignment, pushing it back in. Between the wrist and the... Oh, boy.
Wells just had the finger circulation issue.
Oh, that one off the wrist. That one off of the left wrist between the glove and that, the little pad that he's got there. Hit him right on that wrist. But he's staying in, putting the glove back on.
Just gave a thumbs up to Clayton Beeter.
Yep. Boy. Doesn't look like he's in good shape.
So Wells is taking a foul ball off the helmet. And that ball off the wrist tonight.
The inside part of the wrist, it looks like.
Beater's ready. Canzone back in the box. 1-2. Swing and a miss. Strike three. Didn't tip it. Wells after it. Slings it to first. And Wells tests it out immediately. Guns down Canzone on the strikeout. 2-3. 2 away. Leros Transportation Group is providing executive transportation worldwide. At Leros, they drive people who drive business. Visit lerostg.com. So 2 quick outs for Beeter. Cole Young, lefty hitter, takes at the knees for strike one. Young tonight, RBI single in the second off Stroman, then grounded into that 1-6-3 double play. Off that deflection, 0-1. That's downstairs. Lefty hitter, about even stance. Pitch. Flared, left field, in comes Dominguez. Plays on a hot base hit. A lot of real estate out there, and Young just guided it once again for a 2-out single.
Well, probably smart to just stop and let it bounce, because I think you start thinking, should I dive for this? If it does, Grisham is not anywhere close to that ball is in the wall. So let him, the single draws, because he's running, and then he stops short and plays it on the hop. So what you have to do is learn to decide whether you can catch it or not if you think you can. If he had dove and missed it, that's back at the wall.
Miles Mastroboni, lefty hitter, takes a strikeout or half. So smartly played by Dominguez. Runner at first, 2 out. 6th inning, it's 2-0 Seattle. Bryan Woo hasn't allowed a hit. He's waiting in the third base dugout. 0-1, outside.
Beeter throws hard. That fastball, 96, 97, is mostly fastball and slider.
A quick glance over at first, now towards the plate. The right-hander's 1-1. Skips up there. Nice backhand stop by Wells, 2-1.
Yeah, good. There's a slider at 87. So he's got like a 98-mile-an-hour fastball on that slider, 87, but that was 58 feet.
Mastroboni, 2-out RBI single in the 4th, struck out back in the 2nd. 2 runs on the board for Seattle, and a 2-0 lead. 2-1, popped up. Left side of the infield, Bebop's a couple steps back. Volpe calls in shallow left, makes a 2-hand grab. The shortstop takes charge, inning over. No runs on a hit, and a runner stranded at first for Beeter. Go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Yankees need a hit off Bryan Woo on WFAN Yankees.
Your teammates might be sweating through the dog days of summer, Libra, but you're feeling positively recharged by the long days spent together on the field. Instead of trudging through practice, you can boost team morale by organizing bonding activities that will result in everyone having fun. You're serious about your game, but you know it's all about balance so that you stay winning.
Or if you swap a jersey, one of the players on the National League, who would it be? Who would you pick?
Okay, so I got an Ohtani jersey last year, so
nice.
I'm gonna probably say Harper.
Maybe Judge. He's one of the greatest to play the game in the last 5, 6, 7 years, so it'd be cool to have his jersey. Ellie's been fun to watch. Yeah. Ellie'd be a cool one. I mean, his jersey would probably be too big for me. It'd probably go down to my knees.
Veg ER for Pets has revolutionized the pet emergency experience. Not only will you see an experienced veterinarian right away, but you will stay with your pet the entire time. Visit veg.com to find the location nearest you. Veg ER for Pets, the official emergency veterinarian group of Yankees Radio.
Bottom of the 6th inning, Bryan Woo back out there for Seattle. He's got a no-hit bid going. Anthony Volpe starts 8-9-1 for the Yankees. Volpe a pop-up to first, his first time up. Looks out at Woo. A right-hander with a very compact motion, first base side. And the pitch falls down and in, 1-0. So Woo, 2 walks to start the game. Dominguez and Grisham, 2 on, nobody out. Yankees didn't score. He's been perfect since then. Right-hander shrugs the shoulders and delivers. Volpe watches outside, ball 2. Volpe at the plate. Jorbeat Bibas on deck. Who's on deck? Brought to you by TimberTech Decking and Railing. Everything wood should be. TimberTech.com. 2-0. Volpe flies it into center. Right at Rodriguez. 3 steps in. Measures it up. Makes the catch. And an easy first out for Bryan Woo in the 6th inning. Jorbeat Bibas at the plate, lefty hitter. He battled Woo his first time, 3-2, and struck out on a pitch right at the knees. Bibas waits on a first pitch. He pops it up. Right near short. Crawford, couple of steps in, 2-hand grab. And 2 easy breezy outs for Bryan Woo in the 6th inning. Whoa.
And they're trying to get that high fastball. That high fastball is right at the letters, and you can't get on top of it. And so what happens is you get the top of the bat hits the bottom of the bottom of the ball, goes right up into the air. 13 of 18 first pitch strikes for Bryan Woo. So they're following everything straight up in the air because the bat is getting underneath the ball instead of on top of it.
Top of the order, Jason Dominguez, switch hitter batting left. Dominguez takes on the outside corner, strike 1, another strike 1. So Woo set down since those 2 walks in the first inning, 16 straight Yankees. 2-0 Seattle, bottom of the 6th inning. Dominguez swings and misses out in front of the change. Quickly 0-2. Woo nods ahead a couple of times. And the 0-2. Just outside. A near packed house on hand. Beautiful night, dark skies overhead. There's nothing to erupt about so far. 1-2. Dominguez smokes it down the left field line, twisting into the corner, but foul. You started as a sweating bullets day. Now it's a comfortable in your seat night.
Yeah, beautiful. Beautiful night.
At 75 degrees. Who's ready for a 1-2 to Dominguez? Outside, ball 2.
He retired 16 in a row after that. Got 2 walks, led off the game. Dominguez and Grisham both walked, and that's been it.
Wu's 2-2. In there, strike 3 called. Sinker, dots the inside corner. 5 strikeouts for Bryan Woo, and a no-hitter working through 6 innings at the stadium tonight. Beautiful pitch. Go to the 7th. 2-0 Mariners on WFAN Yankees Radio, driven by Jeep.
To see all this excitement around what I love to do growing up, it's crazy.
What's your favorite thing about this whole event so far?
The fusion of sports, entertainment, and cards.
That's awesome.
Because to me, cards have always been entertainment, and they're getting their just dessert now.
Top 7. It's 2-0 Seattle. Clayton Beeter back out there for a second inning. A scoreless 6. And now top of the order for the Mariners and J.P. Crawford. On the flip side, Bryan Woo's working on a no-hitter through 6 innings tonight.
Indeed.
Crawford, 1 for 3. Extended his hitting streak to 11 games tonight. Pitch. Tips it right into Wells' mitt behind the plate, 0-1.
Melendez, the best hot shot in the game, now bringing a grand slam of heat and flavor to Yankee Stadium. Bold heat, real flavor. Set your mouth on flavor.
Beeter holds the glove high. 0-1. Outside. Crawford single in the 4th. Couple of grounders to second. Last night was the 787th game he's played as a Mariners shortstop. That's the most anyone's played at shortstop by a Seattle Mariners.
I saw that. That's interesting.
The past A-Rod. A 1-1 skips up there.
Yeah, a long time, I guess. Remember when he was with the Phillies, they thought he was going to be a tremendous star. I was surprised when they traded him. And
Beaters 2-1. Crawford takes high, ball 3. And he was part of that Gene Segura trade. The long hair for Crawford. It covers some of the letters, in case you're wondering how long.
Yeah, right.
Shades of white. We see the C and the R in Crawford. Open stance from the left side. Crawford takes high, ball 4, so he's on for a second time to start the 7th inning.
And he's missed with that now, 95-mile-an-hour fastball up. Missed a couple of times right in that same spot.
Brings up Julio Rodriguez, 0 for 3. Fly ball to right, grounded to third, and a grounder right back to the mound. Crawford, a very short lead off first. A pitch right down the middle for a strike. Crawford was asked about that milestone passing A-Rod, and he really reflected and said, I'm just getting old. He's 30.
Who's 30?
J.P. Crawford. 0-1.
Wow.
High and tight.
Boy, that...
And it's funny thinking he's 30, and on a nightly basis, he's got a 21-year-old playing second base. What's Williamson, 23 over at third base? Here's Beaters 1-1. Rodriguez, high fly ball, shallow left. Dominguez ranges in to his right. Plants a feet, makes a catch. One down, and Crawford back to first.
Yesterday I had Jason Dominguez as star of the game, and I had to stop myself. I started to laugh. I asked him about watching a young player like Cam Slittler, and I forgot. For a minute, I forgot. Jason Dominguez is 22. He's 2 years younger than Cam Slittler.
And Dominguez has had 3 years now here. Of course, the injury,
right.
But we've seen him for 3 years, and he's 22. That is really funny.
You think of him as he's 2 years younger.
Cal Raleigh, switch hitter, batting left. He takes inside. This Dominguez has been fun to watch. The speed, he's hitting. Beater set, the 1-0. Raleigh, high fly ball, right field, not deep. Bellinger towards the line. Races in. Bellinger makes the catch right on that right field line in fair territory. Crawford once again back to first, 2 away. 10-second station ID, WFAN, Yankees Radio. Two out, runner at first, top 7, 2-0 Seattle, alongside Susan Waldman, our producer Connor Green, associate producer Rick Roush, Emmanuel Barbarian for Dave Sims tonight. Beater's pitch. Low and outside, 1-0 on Randy Arozarena, who's 1 for 3 tonight. And come out to Yankee Stadium Saturday, July 12th. That's this weekend. Yankees take on the Cubs. The first 18,000 receive a stadium-exclusive Yankees Eric Emanuel t-shirt. Get your tickets today, Yankees.com. 1-0. Arozarena takes inside.
So he just get that next level of, as they say, of execution. He's got really good stuff. Fastball, slider. Just right now not getting that control of the fastball particularly.
Beater a high set, stands up straight. The right-hander's pitch. Misses again inside. Backs Arozarena off the plate. Appeal to first, no swing. Went about a quarter of the way through. Now, that's been a common quote from Aaron Boone this year. He's talking about it with Loiska earlier today. He's got the stuff, next level. .3-0. Right down the middle for a strike at 94. Bottom 7, it'll be Grisham, Judge, and Bellinger. The Yankees still looking for their first hit off Bryan Woo. 3-1, swing and a miss, 3-2. There's a fastball up at 95. Crawford off first, about a one-step lead. Rice holds him. A lot of space right side of the infield. 3-2, runner goes, swing. Oh. Did he tip it? He did.
Right into Austin Wells.
Ooh. And Wells, who's found a couple tough ones tonight.
This is something. Scott Efros is warming up now in the pen, and boy, Wells is really taking it literally on the chin tonight. That was on the side. If there's no mask, that hits him square in the left eye. Whoa.
The impact took the entire mask off. Wells already good to go. 3-2. Crawford runs again. Arozarena pops it up. Third base side, foul ground. Bibas near the Mariners' dugout. Wells joins him there. It's over the dugout, out of play. And it rolls over the top of the dugout, and one fan just got a souvenir.
Well, this is good for Beater. What we're seeing here is when he gets that fastball and puts it where he wants to, they're popping it up. They can't get on top of it. 97-mile-an-hour fastball right at the letters, and no one has squared it up. Nobody.
That's like a Chad Green situation. Top of the zone, 97.
I keep telling this story. He showed me the difference. It's about an inch, whether he strikes him out or it goes into the stands. He was because he has to learn that. Every year he has that problem. He figures out where the release point is to keep it where he wants.
Another 3-2. Crawford runs, pitch. Foul back again. This right over us.
Back into the Delta section right in front of us. Way to go. Into the place where people are actually... No, it's right here.
Looked like a pinball initially. Some happy fans beneath us. So right now the precision's there. A couple of foul balls back. Beater's ready. Crawford getting a workout. He runs 3-2. Outside ball 4. So Rosarena wins the battle. And a couple of walks in this 7th inning. And Jorge Polanco will bat 2 on 2 out.
And is Matt going to go talk? Yeah, Matt Blake going to talk to Beater. With 2 outs, you don't want to bring in a reliever right here. So you'd love him to be able to get Polanco, although this is a tough customer. You know, you miss with him, and it's going into the bleachers somewhere in either direction. He can hit it in both directions.
And Polanco smoked the ball to tough luck tonight. Liner to first, grounder to first, and that fly ball that Grisham went up against the fence to get.
Jazz Chisholm and J.P. Crawford having some discussions right there. Interesting combination.
2 personalities.
Yeah, 2 personalities is right.
Now Jazz is backing off, still talking to him as he retakes his position. The wave has begun. 2 on, 2 out, top 7, 2-0 Seattle. Important spot to keep it right here for Clayton Beater. The right-hander's pitch. Polanco takes a fastball strike. Polanco's 2nd year in Seattle. Down year last year, but had knee issues, off-season knee surgery. Much better year this year. 0-1. Breaking ball skips up there. Wells relocates it quickly in front of him and keeps the runners where they are. The half-swing attempt confirmed a swing. 0-2. Two runners out there. 2 out. Bader looking to navigate this 7th inning. 0-2. Driven to deep right field. Way back and goodbye. Jorge Polanco, a no doubt about it blast. And that blows this one open. It's 5-0 Seattle in the 7th inning.
And that's those walks, they'll kill you every single time. Only 366 feet, but this is what we were talking about. It's an inch between a strikeout or going into the bleachers somewhere. And he's the guy who can do it, and I'm sure they talked about Polanco, but whatever it was, it doesn't take much. Whoa. Let's see where this pitch actually was. See, he tried to get it to go low and away, but it stayed knee-high over the middle of the plate and went down and got
by showing him that slider, the pitch before that allowed him to make the adjustment on that.
Now.
Oh, much more. Huge hit.
Here's the 1-0. Fouled off. That's into the seats, third base side. So 3-run home run, Jorge Polanco. He still has the trident in the dugout. He won't give it up.
What is it that kind of got you hooked
as a foodie, so to speak.
My dad was really into food when I was a kid. He traveled for work and he would go to places all over Europe and stuff. He was in sales and I feel like he would come home and try and cook the things he ate overseas. And so as a kid, I was exposed to a lot of like stuff that kids aren't usually exposed to. And so I credit my dad for that.
Series tickets, exclusive merch, and more. Accumulate and redeem these Fred Meyer Mariners rewards points from April 23rd, 2025 through October 1st, 2025. Participating products are identified with Mariners themed signs and tags throughout the store. Terms and conditions apply.
You're listening to Mariners Baseball on Seattle Sports.
Our Home Street Bank score, the Mariners 5 and the Yankees nothing. Story tonight, Bryan Woo takes the mound here in the bottom of the 8th inning. He's retired the last 20 Yankee hitters in a row. Jazz Chisholm leads things off. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss and a changeup, and the count is 0-1. Mariners with 5 runs tonight, 9 hits, no errors. Yankees no runs, no hits, and no errors. The look in by Bryant. Here's the windup, and the 0-1 on the way to Chisholm. It's low and outside, not by much. Ball 1, 1 ball, and 1 strike. Ryan walking the first 2 batters that he faced in the bottom of the first inning. Dominguez and Grisham, the last 2 base runners for the Yankees tonight. The look in by Woo, the windup, and the 1-1 on the way to Chisholm. Swinging a ground ball foul up the first base side, and the count is a ball and 2 strikes. He has been so efficient with his pitch count. 1, 2, 3, the Yankees. In the 2nd, the 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, and the 7th. He threw only 8 pitches in the 7th, 8 pitches in the 6th, 11 pitches in the 5th. The look in, the windup, and the 1-2 to Chisholm. Swinging a ground ball right side and through for a base hit. And there goes the no-hit bid for Bryan Woo tonight. He has been absolutely spectacular. Jazz Chisholm with a leadoff single here in the bottom of the 8th inning. The only hit for the Yankees tonight. Bryan with a big smile on his face. Tremendous outing for the kid out of Alameda, California. He was flirting with history tonight here at Yankee Stadium. And the Yankees with their first hit tonight, that breaks a string of 20 in a row set down by Bryan Woo. Bryan's mom and dad here at Yankee Stadium tonight. What a performance. Chisholm with a single. Here's Ben Rice. The pitch on the way. Swinging a ground ball up the top of the mound and into center field. Another base hit. Chisholm to turn. And Chisholm on his way to third will make it up with the ball as Julio gets a throw in. Ben Rice with a base hit. So now the Yankees have runners on at first and third with nobody out.
Matt Brash is starting to throw in the bullpen. You know, things can happen fast here. Runners on the corners, no outs. And Woo is in territory, has not been often. 100 pitches, his career high, and he's closing in on that, just a couple away.
Yeah, he's at 97 pitches. Time is called. Pete Woodworth out to the mound. Have a talk with Bryan. He had the Yankees here in Yankee Stadium. No hit through 7 innings of this game. But Chisholm with a base hit, punches it through the right side. Rice a base hit up the middle that kicked off the top of the mound. And into center field now. Pete turns around and with a skip hits the top step of the dugout on the Mariners' third base dugout. But Woo has been outstanding. Final start before the All-Star game. He'll be there representing you. All you Mariner fans of the Mariners organization, the ball club, the Northwest. Here's Austin. Or is this going to be, yeah, it's Austin Wells. He's been beaten up tonight. Had a double take to see if it was him. Behind home plate for the Yankees. Here's the stretch. And the pitch on the way to Wells is low and inside for ball 1. Mariners lead 5-0. Bryan Woo taking a little bit of time. Chisholm a lead at third. Rice a lead at first base. Now the stretch. And the 1-0 pitch. Strike on the inside corner. 1-1. The Mariners in their history with 6 no-hitters. Randy Johnson, Chris Bosio, Felix Hernandez was a perfect game against Tampa Bay in August of 2012. Here's the pitch on the way. Swing and a pop-up out of play in the third base side, and the count is now 1-2 on Wells. Hisashi Iwakuma had a no-hitter. James Paxton a no-hitter in Toronto. The kid from Ladner, British Columbia, throwing a no-hitter on Canadian soil against the Blue Jays. And the Mariners had a combined 6-pitcher no-hitter against the Dodgers. Here's the stretch and the 1-2 on the way to Wells. Here she comes. Check swing, and it's a little high and outside for ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. So 6 no-hitters in the history of the Mariners, 5 individual pitchers, and that combined no-hitter that was started by Kevin Millwood, and then 5 relievers. The stretch and the 2-2 on the way to Wells. Swing and a foul back behind the plate, and the count is still even at 2-2. That was also back in the 2012 season. In June of that year, Kevin Millwood had to come out of the ballgame after 6 with a strained groin. And there was Charlie Furbush and Stephen Pryor, Brandon League, Lucas Litke, and Tom Wilhelmsen got the final 3 outs in that combined no-hitter. The 2-2. Swing and a fly ball into the gap. Left center field, not that deep. Over Randy Arozarena. He's there. He makes the catch. Tagging at third. Chisholm heading home. The throw to the plate on a hop. Not in time. The Yankees get a run here in the bottom of the 8th inning. But a big out. A big first out. It's now the Mariners 5 and the Yankees 1. Give Wells a sacrifice fly to left field and a run batted in. And here comes manager Dan Wilson out of the dugout. And that is going to be it for Bryan Woo tonight. Here in Yankee Stadium, he pitches an amazing ball game tonight. In his 18th start of the season, he goes 6 or more innings in all 18 starts. TV has a shot of his mom and dad in the stands here. And now he is second all-time in Mariner history by going 17 consecutive outings by pitching 6+ innings. So that's it for Bryan Woo. Mariners lead 5-1. Pitching change. Don't go away. We'll be back after this timeout.
All right, I've trained for this. I'm ready to face endless negotiations. Wait, what's that?
It's your Friendly Valley GMC team. Is that stress on your shoulders? Shh, relax into stress-free car shopping with Valley GMC. You'll find the...
All right, I got a couple packs of 1986 Topps baseball cards. Let's open them up and see who's in here. I love the bubble gum. Oh my. Tom Seaver, but with a White Sox uniform on. The franchise for the Mets. I played with him in 1983, my rookie season. I was just in awe with these guys when I saw them in spring training and got a chance to play with them. Baseball cards of memories.
.com.
New pitcher on. Matt Brash will take over for the Mariners. This call to the bullpen and helping hand brought to you by Seattle's Union Gospel Mission, where they're helping men, women, and children break the cycle of homelessness and start new lives.
So here's Brash on in relief for Bryan Woo. Anthony Volpe, the hitter. The pitch on the way to Volpe, and it's low and outside for ball 1. 1 out, 1 runner in. 5-1 Mariners lead. Ben Rice on at first base for New York. Here's the pitch of the way. Swinging a pop-up. Out of play on the first base side. And the count is even on Volpe. And 1 ball and 1 strike. Young Bryan Woo so close to history here in New York. He had a no-hitter through 7. Jazz Chisholm with a single into right field. Rice with a single into center. Then a sacrifice fly by Wells. Here's the pitch. Swing and a foul back by Volpe. And the count is now a ball and 2 strikes. So now it's all about getting the final 5 outs in this ball game. Bryan Woo pitches one of the best starts ever of his very young major league career when he came up in 2023. Here's the stretch. 1-2 pitch, swinging a foul out of play on the first base side, and the count is a ball and 2 strikes. Bryan last year was 9-3. Remember, he got off to a late start. He was on the IL at the start of the year, ended up going 22 starts and had a 2.89 ERA. Got his first win here in Yankee Stadium 2 years ago. The stretch, and again, the 1-2, the Volpe check swing, breaking ball is low and outside the slider for ball 2, 2 balls and 2 strikes. We were keeping tabs, not only of one hitter being retired after another deep into the game, keeping tabs of Bryan's pitch count. It wasn't that bad. Here's the stretch, and the 2-2 on the way. It is strike 3 called. Brash striking out Volpe, looking at fastball at 98 miles an hour. And the Yankees have 2 down here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Bryan Woo inside that dugout, standing at the rail, pounding his fists on the padding of the top rail of the dugout. Looking for the final few outs in this one. Brash with a big strikeout right there. 1 on and 2 outs for New York.
Honestly, I think it would have been a really tough call for Dan Wilson and Pete Woodworth, because he would have been over 100 getting through this inning if we play this out. And going out for one more inning over 100 where he's never been before, I think that would have been a really, really tough call to make.
Because he's looking at history, a no-hitter, and he's looking at a very long rest. He's going to get a chance to pitch on Tuesday in Atlanta, but that would be one inning at the most. Here's Jorvid Bibas. 1 on 2 outs. Here's the pitch on the way. A fastball that's high and inside for a ball. But you're right. It's always a tough decision right now.
Because you got to think about
pitch count.
Yeah, you got to think about the second half and how much the Mariners need Woo in the second half and big picture.
Exactly. And you got to think about the pitcher.
Yeah.
Here's a slider that misses outside. Ball. Make it a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike on Bibas. Spells his last name V-I-V-A-S. Matt Brash ready. 1 on 2 outs, 1 in. Pitch on the way, and it's high and outside. Fastball at 98. Matt Brash. Well, this is Stanton. This is Giancarlo Stanton, the hitter, batting for Bibas. Stanton is up there. Here's the pitch on the way. Swinging a fly ball deep into the gap in right center field. Julio going back to the 1-8 track to the wall. Goodbye, baseball. Stanton with a pinch hit 2-run home run in the bottom of the 8th inning, and it's now the Mariners 5 and the Yankees 3. And that's why Jorge Polanco's 3-run home run was so huge in the top of the 7th inning. Stanton a pinch hit 2-run home run. And the Yankee crowd is in this ball game. So 3 runs are in for the Yankees here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Man, he is some kind of strong.
Oh, the first homer that Brash has allowed this year. We've talked about it all night. I mean, this is what happens at Yankee Stadium. As you pointed out, that's why the Polanco homer was so huge.
Here's Jason Dominguez, a swing and a foul on the first base side past the Yankee dugout, and the count is 0-1 on Dominguez. Man, it's never easy, especially here in the Bronx, New York. Brash ready, the stretch. And the next offer on the way, swinging a fly ball into left center field on the run. Julio is there, and he puts it away for the final out here in the 8th, and that will retire the side. But the Yankees come back with 3 here in the bottom of the 8th. We go to the top of the 9th inning. Home Street Bank score. It's now the Mariners 5.
Toyota of Bellevue, for the life you live. ToyotaofBellevue.com.
You're listening to Mariners Baseball on Seattle Sports.
And welcome back to the Bronx, New York Home Street Bank score, where it's now the Mariners 5 and the Yankees 3. Yankees getting 3 in the bottom half of the 8th inning. And a big pinch hit 2-run home run by Giancarlo Stanton. There was a sacrifice fly before that by Austin Wells. So we go to the top of the 9th inning. Ian Hamilton will be the new pitcher for the Yankees. We saw him a couple of nights ago where he faced one batter, had a ground ball double play. So here's Hamilton, 1-0 with a 3.58 ERA, making his 29th appearance of the year. J.P. Crawford will lead off the top of the 9th inning. Mariners definitely looking to add on. Here's the stretch. The pitch to Crawford. Up and in for ball 1. And thank goodness the Mariners added on in the 7th inning with a couple of walks and with 2 outs. Jorge Polanco hit a huge 3-run home run to right field. Now the stretch and the pitch to Crawford. Swing and a foul tip into the glove of Wells, the catcher. And the count is even at 1 ball and 1 strike. Now it looks like Peraza over at third base for the Yankees, replacing Bibas, who was pinch hit by Stanton. Here's the pitch on the way. Strike on the inside corner at the knees, and the count is now 1-2 on JP. Trying to get on board any way he can. 5-3 Mariners lead. Yes, that is Peraza over at third base. Infield is back on the right side. JP aboard twice tonight with a walk and a single. Now the stretch by Hamilton delivers. Swing and a foul back, and the count is still the ball and 2 strikes. But the story tonight, Bryan Woo flirting with a no-hitter. 7 scoreless innings, 7 no-hit innings in this game until Jazz Chisholm had a leadoff base hit, a single to right field in the bottom of the 8th. Here's the stretch and the pitch on the way to JP. Low and inside, ball 2, 2 balls and 2 strikes. So here we are in the top half of the 9th inning. Mariners will pack up the bags and fly to Detroit right after this ball game. Looking to salvage the final game of this 3-game series here in the Bronx before taking on the Bengals tomorrow night. Here's the stretch, the 2-2, swinging a foul, and that hits the on-deck hitter Julio Rodriguez in his foot. Holy smokes, Julio had no chance getting out of the way, and now he's going to limp inside the dugout. I don't know if I got him on the foot or the ankle.
Oh, that smoked him.
Oh, my goodness.
What terrible luck.
Right in the on-deck circle, line drive off his foot. We saw him get hit by a base hit running from second to third earlier this year. Now the 2-2, swinging a drive deep into the gap in left center field. Going back on the ball, Dominguez is there near the warning track to make the catch. Crawford flies out, and there's 1 out for the Mariners here in the top of the 9th inning. And here comes Julio out of the dugout, and he's yelling something to Crawford.
Well, he's trying to get time from the umpires, not granting time. He said Julio's got to get in the box. Julio asked him for time, and now the home plate umpire is going to recognize the situation as the trainer's going to come out. Like, for a moment, the umpire said no, and Julio, who's still really hurting.
So now Taylor Bennett, one of our trainers, coming out to check up on Julio. Looked like it got him above the ankle off his left leg, right around his calf or the side of his leg. And, man, that had to hurt. Line drive right off the bat of J.P. Crawford.
You mentioned the Tigers a moment ago, so we take a final look at the Northwest Chevy Colorado scoreboard. Kind of unfortunate circumstances for the Mariners, too. The Tigers are off tonight, while the Mariners are playing a night game heading into the game tomorrow. 4:10 first pitch with Tarek Skubal on the mound. So tomorrow's not going to be easy, no doubt about that. But first things first, Mariners want to take care of this one. I wonder, it's hard to get a good angle at the on-deck circle. I wonder if it got him in the guard or just off the side of the guard. I wonder how much the guard took the brunt.
Right. That hurt. Here's Julio up there with a sore left leg. The pitch on the way from Hamilton. A fastball for a strike. 0-1. What a pitching matchup coming your way tomorrow night. Luis Castillo against Tarek Skubal. And early in the season, Luis outpitched Skubal. Mariners won that final game of the series at home. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss by Julio in the count 0-2. And this is a very painful at-bat for Julio with that sore left leg. But he's up there after taking that foul ball off the bat of Crawford. 0-2 the count on Julio. The stretch by Hamilton, and the right-hander's 0-2 pitch. Low and outside in the dirt for ball 1 ball and 2 strikes. On deck is Cal Raleigh. He'll get a chance to hit here in the top half of the 9th inning. You'd love to see him go deep. Love to see Julio get into a pitch. Now the set by Hamilton, and the right-hander's 1-2 on the way to Julio. Way up and in. Almost walked into it. 0-2.
That's what he needs to get hit.
Oh. Tough at bat before he got in the batter's box. 2-2 the count on Julio Rodriguez. Now the stretch by Hamilton. Mariners lead 5-3. Next offer on the way to Julio. Swing and a miss at a breaking ball for strike 3. So 2 down for the Mariners here in the top of the 9th inning. Mariners lead 5-3. That's your Home Street Bank score. Say Ichiro is heading to Cooperstown at the end of the month. And later this summer, as part of Ichiro Hall of Fame weekend at T-Mobile Park, fans will have the chance to score a replica plaque on August the 10th of Ichiro's plaque that will hang in the Hall of Fame. Go to Mariners.com/Ichiro to get your tickets today. Congratulations, Ichiro. Well, here's Cal Raleigh. Final at bat of the night. Pitch on the way. Swing and a foul on the first base side by the Yankee dugout. Skips in and out of the camera well, and the count is 0-1. Cal sitting on 36 home runs on the season before the break. One more AB tonight. This one here. 3 games coming up in Detroit. Pitch on the way. Swing and a foul back by Cal. And the count is now 0-2. 76 runs batted in for Cal. 129 career home runs. And that is the most by a catcher in Major League history in his first 5 years in the big leagues, surpassing Mike Piazza, one of the many records Cal has set here in the first half of the season. 36 home runs, the most by a switch hitter, surpassing Mickey Mantle of the Yankees, who had 29. The stretch and the pitch. Big swing and a miss by Cal for strike 3, and that's going to retire the side. We go to the bottom of the 9th inning. Mariners looking for 3 quick outs. Last try for the Yankees. Home Street Bank score. The Mariners 5 and the Yankees 3.
T-Mobile is more than...
Spend $50 on quality gas at Arco and bring your receipt to T-Mobile Park Guest Services for a $10 concessions gift card. Take the win at Arco. Savings based on independent retail price survey. Promotion valid through July 31st, 2025 while supplies last.
You're listening to Mariners Baseball on Seattle Sports.
Well, here we go to the bottom of the 9th inning in the Bronx, New York. Mariners leading the Yankees 5-3. Hard-throwing right-hander, Senor Smoke. Andres Munoz taking over in relief to get the final 3 outs of this one. Ben Williamson takes over at third base, so you have a defensive change right over there. So the Mariners lead 5-3, and as we said, the story tonight, Bryan Woo had a no-hitter through 7 innings until Jazz Chisholm led off the bottom of the 8th inning with a base hit. That's where the Yankees came up with their 3 runs. And now Donovan Solano taking over at first base. So Williamson at third, Solano at first, Andres Munoz on the mound, and here we go, folks. Trent Grisham will lead off the bottom of the 9th inning. We'll give you the numbers for Munoz on the season. He's an all-star again. Here's the pitch on the way. Strike called, and the count is 0-1. Munoz 3-1 with a 1.06 ERA, making his 36th appearance of the year, 21 saves. 26 opportunities. The kick and the pitch, and it's outside for ball 1, 1 ball, and 1 strike. So he's looking for his 22nd save of the year. Matt Brash came on, got 2 outs in the bottom of the 8th inning. Big hit there was the pinch hit 2-run home run by Stanton. Next off from the way, check swing, fouled away in the third base side. And the count is 1-2 on Grisham. Munoz outstanding here in the first half of the season. An all-star last year, an all-star again. Sad news reporting last night. We found out that longtime Mariner coach, hitting coach Lee Elia passed away yesterday. Jay Buhner texted me last night, and he texted Dan Wilson the sad news. Lee Elia and Danny were so close when Lee was the hitting coach here many years ago. Here's the pitch, swung on, popped up, and out of play on the left field side, and the count is still 1-2 on Grisham. He was so nice to all of us. Of course, All the players loved him. They called him Uncle Lee. And Lee Elia passing away yesterday. He would have been 88 6 days from today. Here's the stretch and the 1-2 pitch. Low and inside on Grisham for ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And when Dan Wilson met with the media before the ballgame this afternoon, he started off talking about his relationship with Lee Elia, and he had to fight back so much emotion and tears to get through, talking about how much respect and love he had for Lee Elia. Here's the pitch on the way outside. Ball 3, 3-2 is the count on Grisham. You got Aaron Judge due up next, so Mooney has to come right after Trent Grisham right here. You don't want to see Judge with anybody on base. That's how the game started, with Bryan Woo walking the first 2 batters. Here's the pitch on the way, swinging a line drive into right field for a base hit. Over to go get it, can zone toward the corner. Gets the throw into second, so Grisham with a leadoff single here in the bottom of the 9th inning, and the Yankees have the tying run at home plate in the form of Aaron Judge. And this is the last guy you want to see with anybody on base. You don't like looking at him at home plate with nobody on. 5-3, Mariners lead. Munoz, that familiar twist and turn as he checks in with Grisham at first. He looks in, the sign to set, kicks, delivers, swinging a high fly ball into center field. Julio Rodriguez starts in, camps underneath, he's there, and Kerplunky makes the catch. And a huge first out for Andres Munoz. He gets Aaron Judge to pop it up. Straightaway center and 1 out for the Yankees here in the bottom of the 9th inning with a man on.
Judge 0 for 4 on the night. That does not happen very often. The last time that he didn't reach base with at least 4 at-bats was June 18th. It's been a while.
Long time ago. Here's Cody Bellinger, and he takes a strike from Munoz. 0-1. Bellinger was the huge batter that Bryan Woo got in the bottom of the first inning. The stretch and the pitch on the way. Bellinger, a check swing. It's down low. Did he go? He did not. For ball 1, 1 ball and 1 strike. With runners at first and second and 1 out in the bottom of the first inning, Bryan got Bellinger to hit into a 4-6-3 inning-ending double play. And then Woo retired 20 in a row. Here's the set, and the 1-1 to Bellinger way inside, and a good reach and stop by catcher Cal Raleigh. Ball 2, 2 balls and a strike, and you got to keep Grisham over there at first base. And let's see if Munoz can end this game with another Bellinger 4-6-3 double play. 5-3 Mariners, bottom of the 9th, the stretch. And the Munoz 2-1 pitch, low and outside for ball 3. 3-1 the count in Bellinger's favor. Left-handed hitter. You got to throw something down and away. That short porch at right field, very inviting for left-handed hitters and right-handed hitters. Grisham will lead at first. The stretch and the 3-1 on the way. Swinging a ground ball right side. Diving try Young. Can't get to it. Base hit. Down to second. Grisham. He'll stop there and zone up with it. Gets a throw in. Bellinger with a single into right field. And now the Yankees have runners on at first and second with 1 out. Bottom of the 9th inning. The tying runs are aboard, and here comes Jazz Chisholm, who represents the winning run at home plate. And now time is called. Pitching coach Pete Woodworth. Slow walk out to the mound. Have a talk with Munoz. It is never, ever easy here at Yankee Stadium. The Mariners had a 5-0 lead going to the bottom of the 8th inning. The Yankees get 3. Sacrifice fly by Austin Wells and a pinch hit 2-run home run by Giancarlo Stanton. And now the Yankees have 2 aboard here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Chisholm 1 for 3, the very first hit of the night for the Yankees, and that came leading off the bottom of the 8th inning against Bryan Woo. Had the no-hitter through 7. So the Mariners hanging on to a 5-3 lead. Bottom of the 9th, first and second and 1 out. Chisholm, a tough guy to try to double up with that good speed on the left side of the batter's box. And now Pete Woodworth back to the Mariners' third base dugout, and here we go. Fasten your seatbelts. A little bit tighter here in the Bronx. Cal Raleigh going through the signs. Munoz really bends to the waist. Here's the set. And the pitch, no. Time is called by Chisholm as he gets time from home plate umpire Nick Lentz. Grisham, the runner at second. Cody Bellinger, the tying run, is on at first base. 1 out. Now Munoz is ready. So is Chisholm. Here's the stretch. The pitch on the way. Check swing. It's a strike. A slider. 0-1. And you had to get out in front of the count, and Munoz does. Final game of the 3-game series. Final meeting of the year between these two ball clubs. It's been a dandy. Here's the stretch. And the 0-1 on the way outside for ball 1. 1 ball and 1 strike. Munoz presses down the back of his cap. On the back of his head. Now looks in to get the sign from Cal. Right arm dangling to his side. Here's the set. Munoz ready. And the 1-1 on the way to Chisholm. It's outside with a slider. Pops out of the glove of Cal Raleigh. Ball 2. 2 balls and a strike. Yankees getting the crowd back in it with those 3 runs in the bottom of the 8th inning. Andres pulls at his black curly hair in the back of his head. Now turns around, ready, gets the sign from Cal. Runners their leads. 1 out, 2 aboard. Pitch on the way, swinging a high fly ball into right center field. Very playable. Canzone coming in. Dominic is there. He makes the catch, and the runners have to stay. Chisholm flies out to right center field. Canzone over in plenty of time. And there's 2 outs for the Yankees here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Mariners hanging on to that 5-3 lead as Chisholm gets underneath this slider. Good pitch right at the knees. And now there's 2 on with 2 away. And due up is Ben Rice. So here's Rice. And you got Luke Raley out there in right field. Raley made the move from first base to right field. That was Luke Raley in right field who made that catch. So 2 on, 2 away. Here's Rice. The stretch and the pitch on the way. Swing and a foul ball out of play on the third base side. And the count is 0-1. You got Williamson on at third, or playing third. Solano at first, and Raley in right field. Randy in left, Julio in center. Munoz looking for the final out here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Mariners trying to win that final game of this series. The stretch. The 0-1 pitch from Munoz on the way to Rice. Check swing. It's a strike on the outside corner with a slider. Backdoor slider. And the count is 0-2 on Ben Rice.
That one was pretty far off the plate. Mariners will take it.
You bet, Gary. Andres looking for 1 more strike. Looking for 1 more out. Mariners 5-3 lead. 2 on, 2 away. The pitch. Fastball is inside at 101 miles an hour. And the count is 1-2 on Rice. Munoz looking for his 22nd save of the year. And now time is called. Cal out to the mound. Have a talk with Andres. So Cal wants to talk it over. Slow it down a little bit. For Munoz, who's been so outstanding here in the first half of the season. Outstanding last year. One of the best closers in all of baseball. Conversation continues. Grisham with a leadoff single. Judge was able to fly out easily to Julio in center. Bellinger with a base hit, sending Grisham to second. And then Chisholm flying out easily to Luke Raley in right center field for the 2nd out of the inning. We are down to this, bottom of the 9th inning. 2 on and 2 away. Now the home plate umpire, Lentz. Nick Lentz breaks up the conversation. Cal back behind home plate. And Munoz trying to get a slider, a fastball by Rice for the final out of this ball game. He'll take any kind of an out. Strikeout's always nice. And he can strike you out easily. Here's the set by Munoz. Andres ready, and the 1-2 on the way to Rice. It is a slider low and outside for ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. How about Jorge Polanco's 3-run home run in the 7th inning? That came with 2 on and 2 outs. Here's the stretch and the 2-2 pitch down low for ball 3. Full count, 3 balls and 2 strikes. And now with 2 outs in the count full, both runners will be taken off. So a huge pitch right here for Munoz, and also a big pitch for Ben Rice. Munoz trying to end it right here, right now. 5-3 Mariners. Runners get their leads. They go. And the 3-2 on the way, and it's outside for ball 4. Rice with a walk, and the Yankees have the bases loaded with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 9th inning. And now they have the tying run on at second, and the winning run is on at first base. And the batter will be catcher Austin Wells, who has been taking a beating behind home plate with foul tips and wild pitches. Munoz still looking for that 27th out. Works from the stretch. Pitch on the way to Wells. Fastball is up high for ball 1. 1-0 the count on Wells. 0 for 2 on the night, but he drove in the game's first run for the Yankees with a sacrifice fly in the bottom of the 8th inning. Bases loaded, 2 outs. 5-3 Mariners, the 1-0 pitch way outside for ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. So things getting tighter and tighter and tighter for Munoz and the Mariners here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Andres still looking for that final out. The stretch, runners a lead at every base. The 2-0 pitch is a strike on the outside corner, and Munoz got a break. And he will take it. The pitch was a little bit off the plate, but it's a strike called by Nick Lentz, and the count is now 2-1. That was a huge strike right there for Andres. Here is the stretch. And the 2-1 on the way. Swing and a foul straight back, and the count is even at 2-2 as Wells was underneath and on time in a 100-mile-an-hour fastball. So now the count is even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. A fastball that was up in the zone, and let's see where Andres goes right here. Cal Raleigh going through the signs. Bases loaded, 2 outs. The 2-2 on the way, and it's down low for ball 3. With a slider, 3-2 the count on Austin Wells. There's no room for Wells. The bases are loaded and 2 outs. Munoz ready. The stretch. The 3-2 on the way. Swinging a line drive into right field for a base hit. Grisham will score. Bellinger rounding third. He will score. And the Yankees have tied the game here in the bottom of the 9th inning at 5-5. Austin Wells with a single into right field. Grisham scoring easily. Bellinger scoring easily. Raley up for the ball. Gets the throw to third. And now the Yankees have the winning run on at second base. What a comeback by New York. Runners at first and second, 2 outs, 2 in. We got a 5-5 tie here in the bottom of the 9th inning. And here is shortstop Anthony Volpe. And now the Mariners are hoping for an extra inning game when they wanted to get out of here and head to Detroit. So Austin Wells with a single into right field, scoring 2. And we have a tie game at 5. So here's Volpe. Volpe 0 for 3 on the night. Munoz ready. Here's the pitch on the way. Swing and a miss at a fastball. Weak wave by Volpe, and the count is 0-1. Munoz trying to nail down the win, and now he's trying to get this game to the 10th. Bryan Woo, 7 1/3 innings, will come away with a no decision. He had a no-hitter through 7 tonight. For the Yankees, 5 runs in the last 2 innings. The winning run is on at second, and Rice. The stretch and the pitch. Swinging a fly ball into center field. Julio going back to the 1-inning track. He's there, and he makes the catch, and we're going to go to 10 innings tonight here in Yankee Stadium. Volpe flies out, and the Yankees get 2 to tie, but they leave the winning run stranded at second base. We go.
Rewards points from April 23rd, 2025 through October 1st, 2025. Participating products are identified with Mariners themed signs and tags throughout the store. Terms and conditions apply.
The Mariners are giving you more baseball for your buck. With Mariners Value Games, score seats for as little as $11 to select games all season long. Go to mariners.com/value games to get your tickets and check out the complete Mariners Value Game schedule.
Well, the Mariners did not expect to be in extras when Bryan Woo was throwing a no-hitter, and the Mariners had a 5-0 lead, but that's all been wiped away. We're going to the 10th. Cal Raleigh, the zombie runner at second base. Randy Arozarena will lead things off for the Mariners here. Devin Williams will pitch for the Yankees. We're in the 10th, 5-5 the score. Here's the pitch to Randy, and it's over for a strike. He gets ahead with the airbender. 0-1. Williams, the overall numbers don't look great. An ERA just about 5. A little deceiving. Here's the 0-1. Swung on a chopper, third base side foul. He really struggled to start the year. His ERA was at 10 in early May. Since then, his last 23 games, 30 strikeouts in 21 innings and an ERA of 2.08. He's been like his old self. Here comes the 0-2. Swung on and missed. A vicious changeup diving out of the zone. That's a strikeout, one away. Let's pause for station identification on the Global Credit Union Mariners Radio Network.
This is Mariners Baseball on Seattle Sports.
Take every game with you on the go by downloading the Seattle Sports app.
710 KIRO AM Seattle and KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. The home of the Mariners.
Here's Polanco, a 3-run home run last time. Here's the pitch. And he watches it over for a strike. 95 on the fastball. Mariners, they have got to score here. 5-5 the score, 10th inning. Here comes the 0-1. Strike. He's got his change working. He had Polanco buckling. He's in a tough spot. No balls, 2 strikes. He steps out to collect himself. Cal at second base, the automatic runner. After the 3-run home run, Mariners led 5-0. It's now 5-5 in the 10th. Here's the 0-2. Swung on a chopper, first base side, picked up by Rice, the first baseman, scoots the bag, steps on first, that's the out. There's 2 away. Cal goes into third. So now it's going to take some 2-out magic here. Here's Luke Raley, now the right fielder. He walked and scored in the second inning. He's 0 for 3. Cal at third base, hands on hips, takes a walking lead. Williams delivers. Swung on, hit hard up the middle. On the backhand, second baseman Chisholm has it, fires to first just in time to beat the hustling Raley, and the Mariners do not score in the top of the 10th. Go to the bottom of the inning. Still 5-5 on the Global Credit Union Mariners Radio Network.
All right.
Let's open this up. Take a look at what we find. Looks like we've got Lauren Shahadi.
Animation is great.
We got Robert Flores, one of the stars of MLB Central with Lauren Shahadi. Then we got Mark DeRosa. Look at that. He looks like Superman, does he not? Right?
He was when he was with the Cubs.
Harold Reynolds looking ripped in a tracksuit in Studio 42. There I am. The hair's all
I know this guy.
Look at that jawline.
Square off against the rival Astros Friday, July 18th through Sunday, July 20th. Get your tickets for this marquee matchup at Mariners.com.
We're in extra innings. Every time this season the Mariners win in extras, your local Northwest Chevy dealers donating $500 to youth baseball programs right here in the Puget Sound. Thank you, Northwest Chevy dealers. Volpe, the automatic runner at second. It's tied 5-5, bottom of the 10th. Gabe Spire is on for the Mariners. This is probably the guy you want up in this situation because you need strikeouts. Spire An ERA just above 2.5 this year. It's been sensational. A really high strikeout rate on the season. One of the best in baseball in terms of reliever strikeout rates. He'll face Peraza. Mariners expecting a bunt. Corners playing in. Solano at first, Williamson at third. Here comes the pitch. He shows bunt. Spire spins around and looks Volpe back to second base. Spire from the stretch. Here comes the pitch. Peraza shows bunt. He takes the bat back, and it's a strike. A fastball. 0-1. Got a lot of the plate. Mariners still expecting bunt. Here's the 0-1. Shows bunt. Bunts it up in the air. Williamson, it nearly got over his head. He leaps up and makes the catch. That's out number one. An enormous out.
Ben was hustling in. He had to put on the brakes, go back a little bit. Popped right to him on the bunt attempt. So a huge first out. You can't advance the runner. So that's a big first out for Gabe Spire.
Now it's Dominguez the switch, Grisham the lefty. Now here's what you should know about Gabe Spire. In his last 3 outings, he's faced 10 batters. He has struck out 9. He has fanned 9 of the 10. He is in a ridiculous groove, and they need some great pitching here to get this to the 11th.
Got to get these next 2 guys, because after the next 2 guys, it's Mr. Judge again.
Well, unless the bases are loaded, Judge will not be swinging this inning. If there's an open base and it gets to him, he'll be going to first. Here's Dominguez. And the Mariners are going to put him on to face the lefty Grisham. And here's the risk. Actually, it was Goldschmidt they're putting on as he came out as the pinch hitter. So now they're facing Grisham, the left-handed hitter. You have Judge on deck. Runners at first and second. There's 1 out. Ideally, a double play, then you don't have to worry about Judge, who's lurking on deck. Here comes the pitch. And that's inside. You figure if Spire were to get the strikeout, chances are they just walk Judge and get to the lefty Bellinger. Spire's been dynamite against lefties. Runners at first and second, 10th inning, tied score. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. That's a beauty. Scraping the edge on a fastball at 96. Count even, 1-1. Gabe staring at second. Here comes the 1-1. Down low. Missed his spot. Lefties batting 186 against Gabe this year. 2 balls, 1 strike. 10th inning, tied score, 2 on. Here's the 2-1. Whoa. That was called a ball. That was firmly in the strike zone. That's a tough call for this stage. Should be 2-2. Instead, it's 3-1. That's a big change. 3 balls, 1 strike. Here's the pitch. Swung on, popped up. That's out of play. Over the Mariners dugout. Full count now. 3 balls, 2 strikes. This is enormous with Judge on deck. If Grisham walks, you have no choice. You have to face Judge. Gabe looking for a strikeout. Here comes the 3-2. Up and in. Ball 4.
Well, there's no room for Judge.
Everybody rising to their feet. It all comes down to this. 5-5 game, 10th inning. Bases loaded. Cal's going to walk out to talk to Gabe Spire. Now, one of the reasons Spire has so many strikeouts, especially in recent days, he's been striking out righties a lot. And he's been really increasing his fastball usage against righties. However, we know that Judge pounds fastballs, and I'm sure that's what they're talking about here. How are they going to approach Aaron Judge with the bases loaded?
And right now, you don't even need a base hit. Anything up to the strike zone elevated, he can easily lift the outfield for a game-winning sacrifice fly. So Cal has to stay with Spire down and away to get that ground ball off the bat. Hopefully a ground ball right to JP at short, because the infield is back. That's their only hope right now to turn a double play.
Bases loaded, 10th inning, 5-5, 1 out. Spire against Judge. Gabe, he delivers. Off the plate. He went slider and missed. Judge has not reached base tonight. 0 for 4. Here's the 1-0. Swung on, fouled back. 1 ball, 1 strike. First in slugging, first in on base, first in batting average. 34 homers. Here's the 1-1. Swung on, lifted center field. Julio in. It's not that deep. Julio makes the catch. Here's Volpe tagging. The throw home. It's on the money. The tag applied. He is safe. He is safe. And the Yankees.
And he's going to challenge. He's got to challenge. He's got nothing to lose. It was a great throw by Julio Rodriguez into Cal Raleigh. And they're going to take a look at it. They have to. Super throw by Julio on the fly to Cal Raleigh, down with the tag, trying to get Volpe at the plate.
Well, they're playing the song. We'll see.
After review of the call, the field is confirmed. The runner is safe. Game is over.
A devastating loss for the Mariners. Yankees come back from a 5-0 deficit and walk it off in the 10th inning, 6-5. Mariners swept away by the Yankees. We'll come back. We got more to come right after this on the Global Credit Union Mariners Radio Network.
What effect will tariffs have on your everyday life? Well, quite frankly, conflicting reports make tariffs confusing, and the truth is nobody knows what'll happen next. But there is no confusion about this. Every single new and used vehicle currently at Sunset Ford of Sumner is unaffected by tariffs. No price hikes. And your trade may have increased in value too. Plus, warranty protection for life and oil changes for life are included with every qualifying vehicle. You just get more at Sunset, and people do like that.
ESPN senior MLB insider Jeff Bassett.
There are very few players more valuable
every Tuesday morning at 8:30 with Brock and Salk.
Than Cal Raleigh is to Seattle Mariners.